sacrifices you make for a better, brighter future. We know it's never too late to reach your goals. That's why we're here with classes and training to help you get there. From no-cost textbooks and loaner laptops to your own personal success team, we create an affordable learning experience that's made for you so you can make the most of your future. Visit alamo.edu to get started.
From humble beginnings to esteemed personal injury attorney, through it all, Joe A. Gamez remembers his origins. Nothing has changed. Just remember, Gamez Law fights.
Welcome back to the Alamodome, the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022, brought to you by your area Chevy dealers. You know, there's a fantastic organization here in San Antonio called Gridiron Heroes. Now, it was formed out of love and necessity. It was actually born out of a tragic injury to a young man named Chris Canales. He was playing the sport that so many of us love and a sport that he loves, but unfortunately he was injured. It was a spinal injury, and it put him in the wheelchair for the rest of his life. But his father, Eddie Canales, seized upon that moment to help his son. And then the two teamed up to help others, players and parents who need support during a very critical time in their lives.
My son Chris suffered a spinal injury playing football. At the time, there was no help. Coaches didn't know what to do, where to go, how to help the family.
Now they do. From that tragedy for Chris and his family, some triumph in the form of Gridiron Heroes.
Gridiron Heroes works with young men that have suffered spinal injuries playing high school football.
In 2001, Chris Canales played defense for San Marcos Baptist Academy High School. He was an All-American punter. He was injured making a tackle during the final quarter of the team's final game. At the time, he knew something was wrong, but what he didn't know is he would be paralyzed for life.
It's tough. I mean, we had a ICU room that's filled with all of his teammates, his coaches, everybody there waiting to see the outcome of, you know, Chris's injury. You're surrounded by all this help, but at the same time, you feel so lonely.
That was the inspiration for Gridiron Heroes. A year after Chris was injured, his dad, Eddie, took him to the 3A state championship game just to get him out of the house. During the game, another player, Corey Fulbright, went down, and that's when Chris realized why he was there.
When Chris saw that young man being put on that cart, we were watching, you know, with binoculars, and we didn't see any arm movements, hand movements, or anything. Chris really knew right away. So he turns to me and said, "Dad, I know what he's going to go through. You know what the family's going to go through. We need to go help."
So I wanted to be there for him to let him know just a little of what I went through.
Gridiron Heroes has been able to support some 90 players and parents, making a difference on and off the field, helping them deal with all the aspects from the paperwork to the physical work.
And that's something, as a parent, you're going to deal with if you're having to take care of that young man.
It's not so much the monetary value that it is, more so the talking to, like, come to me, I'm going to tell you what the process is, what you're about to go through, because your life has changed.
While Eddie prepares the parents, Chris is more about the patient.
A lot of time when I go talk to them, especially if they're in the hospital or rehab, we don't really talk about what's going on with that. We talk about sports, football.
Get their mind off of what's bad about what they love and back to what's good.
They're not going to be alone. For me, I think that's a true blessing.
Once again, an incredible organization started here in San Antonio, and we want to direct your attention to the field here in the end zone. KSAT Vice President and General Manager Phil Lang, along with our own Greg Simmons, presenting Gridiron Heroes with a check for $25,000. It is being accepted by Eddie and Chris Canales, along with several other Gridiron Heroes joining them here on the field. It's an organization worthy of our support and the work that they do. And once again, we want to thank those gentlemen and thank Gridiron Heroes for what they do. All right, Adam Caskey is somewhere in the stadium, and I'm sure he's shooting off some T-shirts for some folks that are really looking to get one. Adam?
You know, Dave, the Cañón de Casquirón, typically reserved for Fiesta, not anymore. Not with the KSAT 12 Pigskin Classic. You know, I always say it's not a party without confetti. It's not a good football game without a T-shirt launcher. All right, Landon, Fire me up here. Let's crank it up. Oh, yeah, we're at 70 PSI. Let's see if I can get it into the upper deck or at least the press box. Ready? That's what you call a punt. Back to you, Dave.
All right, thank you very much. We've got a lot more ahead. We are just about 30 minutes away from kickoff of the third game of the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022, sponsored by our area Chevy dealers, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Guys, we are here with the Steele Knights medallions. We're paused, ready for game 3 of our triple header. I think it's luau night for the students. We're excited. We're ready to go. Check out that band. Sounded great tonight. We are pumped, ready to go. Make sure you tune in because these girls are ready. It does not get any better than this. Best game of the night. Y'all don't want to miss it. KSAT Pigskin Classic is right back after this.
Being a teen ambassador lets me speak up for teens who might not have a voice and be able to connect with other teens around the city.
If you don't mean it, it's just words. Well, integrity is basically loyalty to be good when no one is watching, so you should do it because you know it's right.
Refrigerated trucks. Our friendly delivery pros are now bringing fresh groceries at great prices to your area. Order online and we'll bring it fresh every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Need a new car but don't have a down payment? Mission Mitsubishi says no problem. We've got 4,500 dealer bonus cash for everyone who buys a new Mitsubishi. Plus no payments for 3 full months. You can drive home a new 2022 Outlander with 0 out of pocket or put the 4,500 cash back in yours. Use it for your down payment, negative equity, or take the cash. An extra 4,500 dealer bonus cash. Trade or no trade when you buy a new Mitsubishi. Mission Mitsubishi on San Pedro, just outside of Loop 410.
Kids don't pick when they'll be sick, but when the unexpected happens, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center Stone Oak is here. Our expert team cares for kids 24/7, 365. Whether it's fever at 5, bone break at 8, or stitches at 6, we treat all of the aches and ailments that come with childhood fun. The Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center, an ER made just for kids.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
What is it like to play on primetime? It's an amazing feeling to know that all eyes are on us.
It's definitely going to be an amazing experience that every high school player is going to be able to experience in high school.
It's just like Monday Night Football. Everybody's going to be at home watching us, so at the game it's going to be packed.
It's going to be a great feeling. It's going to be a great energy. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic. It's the Knights against the Bears.
Go Knights!
Brennan fight never dies.
Steele versus Brennan in primetime, coming up next.
Sky 12 flying high above the Alamodome outside, capturing the folks who are filing in for our final game tonight. The sun is still shining. The temperature is finally starting to calm down a little bit. But inside the Alamodome is a very pleasant 76 degrees. Players for both teams began arriving earlier this evening. The Steele Knights making the trip from Cibolo to downtown as they head to their locker rooms before kickoff. Right behind them, the Brennan Bears had to come down I-10 to make their way to the Alamodome. Some getting a chance of playing in the city facility for the first time. In fact, the Bears got here very early, almost around 3:30, so they could sit in the stands and take in that Judson Johnson thriller that went to overtime. The Judson won 46-43. So let's check in with our colleagues tonight who'll be covering the game on the sidelines.
It does not get better than this. I'm Steve Spriester. I'm going to be reporting from the sideline for this primetime game. And just to let you know how big this game is, I've seen both the Brennan coach and the Steele coach in the tunnels pacing back and forth. They're ready. We're ready. Let's get it on. David and Greg.
All right, thanks a lot, Steve. You know, this game is so big because both of these schools, the Brennan Bears and the Steele Knights, went undefeated last year in the regular season, leading into tonight's face-off because during last year's regular season, they were in the top 3 overall. Tonight, they start the season in the top 2.
I'm about to get clawed by a bear.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
The cheerleaders are setting up their run-through banner right here behind us. We can tell you right now that the Knights, coming off a pretty good season, they were 11-1 before they were eliminated in the playoffs. Brennan Bears, a stone's throw away from the state semifinals. They finished an unbelievable season at 13-1. Now, last year they faced off, or now that they're facing off tonight in the season opener after 2 great runs last year. The Brennan Bears come in ranked as the 12th best Class 6A team overall in the state. That is in Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, but still not that far behind. They're the 16th ranked team in the state. Both of the powerhouses square off tonight in prime time, the final game of our triple header.
We're coming in hot, but you know, we're also going to stay humble, and we're going to come in the first game. We're going to come in, we're going to be prepared, and we're going to come in swinging.
We're just coming out, you know, do everything we did last year. You know, last year we were a little younger, knew a little less. That's the main thing we're coming to improve upon.
We should be even better because our whole offense is pretty much all returning starters, and our defense, yeah, they're pretty good as well.
We're the last game, so hopefully people can stay and watch. And I know I got some parents and cousins out of state that can also watch. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere, almost college feel.
All right, here's the matchup for you. It was, well, we've changed it for you. It's now 8:30, give or take.
Yeah.
23 minutes.
Had no choice after that second game.
It was supposed to kick off at 7:30, but the Johnson-Judson game went to overtime. Took a little extra.
Sure did. All right, our final installment of Larry Ramirez's college-bound players now features 2 players from each team, the Brennan Bears and the Steele Knights.
Brennan is led by arguably the best senior quarterback in the area in Ashton DuBose. He holds a handful of offers, including one from UTSA. Those offers will increase in no time at all. Bears head coach Stephen Bazor told us Ashton's a great competitor, dynamic athlete, and our offensive team leader. Next, we have big-time safety Tyler Turner. The 4-star recruit got a lot of love from SEC and Big 12 teams, but he's taken his talents to the Oregon Ducks. Coach Bazor said Tyler's a very instinctive and intelligent player. Time to get Steele tough. Running back Jaden Bailey is coming off a 1,000-yard season with 9 rushing touchdowns. He's committed to Utah State with multiple offers from schools such as Arizona State and UTSA. Keep an eye on him. On the other side of the ball, you have linebacker Mekhi Williams. He led Steele with 148 tackles last season. Williams is committed to Tulane with offers from Arkansas State, Sam Houston State, and New Mexico State. This game has some serious star power, folks.
All right, I have to leave you, David. I leave you in capable hands here because I have to go to the booth to help Bobby Stotzenberger call our 3rd and final game tonight. So the ship is yours to run for a while.
You've got 21 minutes to get to the elevator and get to the 4th floor.
I can make it in 4.
You sure?
I'm going to try.
All right. Been a long day. Good luck. See ya. You going to go or are you going to stay?
I have to stay here until we end this all.
I was going to let you go.
Thank you.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to hear from both head coaches before kickoff, before Greg leaves. It's the KSAT 12 Pigskin Classic 2022. Brought to you by your area Chevy dealers. Go!
I'm gone.
Hi, we're the Steele Knight cheerleaders.
And you're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic.
We'll be right back.
I'm bringing back 2 of my fan favorites, French toast sticks and my former employee, Mark Hamill.
Jack, let's do this.
Okay.
French Toast Sticks and me, Mark Hamill, back for a limited time.
Welcome to Judson ISD, where Park Village Elementary and Metzger Middle School are rich with innovation. Our blended learning campuses use modern instructional materials to combine small group instruction, online studies, and whole group learning while fostering social emotional well-being. We ensure our students develop the necessary skills to become successful student leaders. We look forward to educating Judson's future legacy here at Judson ISD.
Heavy-duty pulling power to conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty, premium and capable. Sierra heavy-duty models are arriving weekly at your local GMC dealers. Available for immediate delivery with 0% financing.
It's high school football time, and John Wayne is right in the middle of the action. At the end of this game, one of the players will be chosen as the John Wayne Player of the Game. Go to johnwayne.com right now and vote for the player who you think will win. Pick the correct player and you'll win 2 tickets to a 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers home game. And just for playing, you'll have a chance to win the John Wayne $10,000 home makeover package. Don't fumble. Go to johnwayne.com and vote before the end of the game.
Labor Day savings at Universal start now, San Antonio. Beat the crowds and get huge savings on the vehicle you want.
We have new cars and trucks arriving daily and a huge selection of pre-owned. Hurry in now to get pre-owned cars for payments of just $89. Trucks and SUVs for $149 payments. Plus, get well over book value for your trade and easy financing.
Our huge Labor Day sale at Universal Toyota starts now, so get here fast.
Home of the real deal.
I-35, inside loop 1604.
People who get 3 of my French toast sticks always wish they got 6. But nobody ever orders 6 and wishes they only got 3. It's called math, people. French toast sticks starting at $2 are back at Jack in the Box.
Hi, we're the Brennan Bear cheerleaders, and you're watching KSAT Pigskin Classic. Go Bears! Woo!
Welcome back to the KSAT Pigskin Classic. I'm Steve Spriester, pleased to be joined by Steele head coach David Sines. Coach, just minutes away from kickoff here. Your thoughts about this first game of the year?
You know, it's going to be a test for us. You know, and nothing, you know, get you prepared for your district and hopefully a playoff run like playing some great opponents. And that Brennan, you know, they have talent all over the field. They're extremely well coached, so it'll be a great test early. What are your thoughts as you walk through the belly of the Alamodome here with your team behind you? I saw it a very quiet, very determined look, it looked like. Yeah, you know, it's a great atmosphere. You know, it's first game of the year. You try to find out, you know, evaluate young guys that haven't seen, you know, a whole lot of Friday Night Lights, but you know, it's just a great atmosphere. It's kind of like a playoff atmosphere. You know, we have a lot of experience back, so you know, we want them to come out and enjoy the moment and have fun. Talk a little bit about your quarterback for people who haven't seen Steele play before. Yeah, you know, Connor Vincent, he's done a tremendous job for us. He was our starter last year, and you know, he got better throughout the year, and you know, he's extremely poised, and he does a great job of running our offense. Good luck, Coach. Thank you. Talk to you later. Yes. All right, let's head back across the dome for a preview of Brennan.
All right, thanks, Steve. I'm joined now here with the head coach of the Brennan Bears, Steve Baser. Coach, first of all, welcome to the Pigskin Classic. I know you got a lot of circus atmosphere here for week 1, but, you know, what are some things you did this week to prepare for a big, noisy atmosphere, circus kind of atmosphere this week?
Well, you know, we try to play music pretty loud at the field, you know, when we're practicing stuff, and we've been telling them all week, you know, communicate, we got to communicate, and we'll probably go with some hand signals and that type of thing to probably help out that situation, and I'll probably lose my voice by the end of the day, so all those factors will go into it, but you know, hopefully we're prepared for the noise level and the excitement level, and that's why we wanted to come early to try to take away the starstruck factor out of the kids and get them really focused, and we just took them in the locker room to try to, you know, get them focused in.
Talk to us a little bit about Steele nights. What are some things that concern you about David Sines and his team tonight?
Well, obviously they're a well-coached team. That's number 1. They're highly athletic. That's number 2, and they're big and physical. That's number 3. So those are 3 big factors in a successful program and a successful team, and they've got all those factors. So we're just trying to match that level and bring everything we got and play great tonight.
Well, Coach, appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
All right, appreciate you guys.
All right, let's send it back over to David Sears.
They're used to interviewing Hall of Famers.
Absolutely.
So to be on the other side of the mic and to be a Hall of Famer now, congratulations again, by the way. This has got to be pretty cool for you.
That's actually awkward. I'd rather be the guy interviewing somebody rather than being the interviewee.
And once again, congratulations to our own Greg Simmons tonight. He was inducted into the San Antonio Independent School District Athletic Hall of Fame at the Alamo Convocation Center. This is Greg's acceptance speech, or at least part of it. Of course, they couldn't do this for a couple of years because of COVID. So once again, congratulations to Greg Simmons. And those kids right there are from his elementary school that he attended. They came to say congratulations to Greg Simmons. And we hope Greg has actually made it to the broadcast booth up there on level 4. So he and Bobby Stotzenberger are ready to broadcast next game. We want to thank all of our crew. We've had hundreds of people working diligently to put this entire day together, and we want to thank them. We want to thank you for watching and hope you enjoy Game 3. It's coming up next. The KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022, brought to you by your area Chevy dealers, just a few minutes away from kickoff.
Being a teen ambassador lets me speak up for teens who might not have a voice and be able to connect with other teens around the city.
We know the sacrifices you made for a better, brighter future. We know it's never too late to reach your goals. That's why we're here, with classes and training to help you get there. From no-cost textbooks and loaner laptops to your own personal success team, we create an affordable learning experience that's made for you so you can make the most of your future. Visit alamo.edu to get started.
See your San Antonio area GMC dealers.
What if you had an AC and heating company that was always there to take your call, never upcharge you for after hours, weekends, or holidays? You can, and we're only a call or click away. Countywide Service Company is San Antonio's longest running residential HVAC company, and nobody does it better. Call or click today for our complete comfort care evaluation. We'll make sure you stay cool, comfortable, and maintain the best indoor air quality for you and your family. Countywide Service Company, not the biggest, just the best.
Professional, fast and fair.
The perfect mattress is waiting for you at the Revive Sleep Center, where you'll find unbelievable deals during our Labor Day event. Save up to $500 on Sealy Posturepedic Hybrid adjustable mattress sets, or up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Even get the Revive Seabreeze Queen mattress for as low as $595. Plus, get special financing for 60 months on any purchase with your good credit. And enjoy free next-day shipping. Experience your best rest only at the Revive Sleep Center Labor Day event.
Living Spaces.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
And welcome back to the Alamodome for the third and final game of our KSAT Pigskin Classic triple header. You want to say we saved the best for last, but I'm not sure how you top what we did in the first and second game. As we welcome you back to the booth, Bobby Stotzenberger, along with the newly inducted member of the San Antonio ISD Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
You did that earlier today, and
sure did.
You've been very, very busy with this, but now we have 1 versus 2 to finish the night.
This should be the best game of the night, but following what we saw earlier today, of course, number 1 and number 2 on paper looks to be the best, but after Smithson Valley and, of course, the other victory with Judson in overtime, you got to wonder, can this top it? Probably can.
Well, this has been such a great event for KSAT, for the community. It's delivered so far, and now we got 1-2. I mean, I don't know how you could get more excited about high school football than what you guys at KSAT have been able to pull off.
Well, and obviously, of course, with y'all's help and, of course, with the help of the Northside School District, trying to get all these teams together at what basically amounts to be the last second.
Yeah, it's been a great deal of fun, folks, and we have one more game for you. You don't want to miss this one. As we have a moment here before the coin toss, we will go to the coin toss here momentarily. Let's take a look at the keys to victory first for the visiting Steele Knights.
And you know what? It's really not that difficult to imagine because you got to cover the deep ball, first of all, if you're the Knights defense, tackle in space, grind the clock, win with the running game, but at the same time, dominate that line of scrimmage if you have any hope of winning.
That is going to be a very big key for Steele because they have a little bit of a size advantage up front. Now for the home team, the Brennan Bears, the #1 team in the city of San Antonio.
You got to be physical at that line of scrimmage because remember, they are outweighed by the defense by Steele. Get that pressure on that star quarterback who owns a city passing record. Keep in front of him and make plays on special teams because that's going to be the X factor tonight.
All righty, folks, now down to the field and our coin toss.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to Game 3, the inaugural KSAT Pigskin Classic. Play hard, play the whistles over, or we take plays over. Let's have fun, all right? Steele, you are the visitors. You're going to call. That's heads. Hey. That's tails. What are you going to call? Tails. He said tails. I'm going to let it hit the ground. Is tails. You won the toss. Steele has won the toss. Elected to defer to the second half. Brennan will receive at the north end of the field. Gentlemen, shake hands. Good luck.
All right, there you have it. The Brennan Bears will have it first. That is referee Tom McAfee, as you heard on our PA announcer down on the field, as well as we will take a break and be back with more, and including our featured players for this contest. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
It doesn't matter how big the company is. It doesn't matter what excuses they're making. We'll get you justice. Always remember, Gamez law fights.
Need a new car, but don't have a down payment? Mission Mitsubishi says no problem. We've got $4,500 dealer bonus cash for everyone who buys a new Mitsubishi. Plus no payments for 3 full months. You can drive home a new 2022 Outlander with 0 out of pocket, or put the $4,500 cash back in yours. Use it for your down payment, negative equity, or take the cash. An extra $4,500 dealer bonus cash, trade or no trade, when you buy a new Mitsubishi. Mission Mitsubishi on San Pedro, just outside of Loop 410.
Kids don't pick when they'll be sick, but when the unexpected happens, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center is here. Our expert team cares for kids 24/7, 365. Whether it's fever at 5, bone break at 8, or stitches at 6, we treat all of the aches and ailments that come with childhood fun. The Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center, an ER made just for kids.
From humble beginnings to esteemed personal injury attorney, through it all, Joe A. Gamez remembers his origins. Nothing has changed. Just remember, Gamez Law fights.
Welcome back to the Alamodome. Bobby Stotzenberg along with Greg Simmons as we feature the impact players in this contest. We'll start with the Steele Knights. They've got a lot of talent, and Connor Vincent on offense and Mekhi Williams on defense.
Yeah, with Connor Vincent, he has passing 15 touchdowns, over 1,500 yards, stands at 6'1", 163 pounds. He is a threat, but the biggest threat, of course, I believe, is on Mekhi Williams. He just has that ability to read the plays, especially being that defensive linebacker star, that he is able to pull this off. And Mekhi, by the way, right now is a Tulane commit.
There you see some of the highlights of Connor Vincent last year, and he improved steadily as the season went along. Now we take a look at Mekhi Williams, and as you said, Greg, a real tough defender, flows to the ball well, great tackler in open space.
I'll tell you what, that is a threat for Brennan tonight, is the Steele defense. And again, up front, they outweigh the offensive line, and even Steve Baser said that he felt they were a little undersized in the process.
Well, we had some great hits in that last game, but I'm going to expect Mekhi Williams to deliver some big hits of his own tonight, as you see on our highlights, as we now go and look at the key players and some of the featured players for the Brennan Bears, as the impact players there you see for Steele once again. Now for Brennan, Tyler Turner, an Oregon commit, Ashton DeBose, may be coming to UTSA as we look at Tyler Turner on defense.
Well,
first.
you take a look at how he's been able to do this. Watch him. We highlight him coming in here, getting past the 20, stands the back up and puts him down quickly. Now watch this. Once again, he'll come in sharp. Nice shoulder to body hit to bring him down. And once again, as he chases down, look, he's right over here on the left side. And what a great vision to spot trying to get around that corner.
Not only, he's a great run support guy. He can cover. Not to mention he is a pretty good kick returner as well when needed. Now the guy everyone's talking about, right. Ashton DeBose, 53 TD passes, but he can also run the football.
Well, that's one of the keys they're going to have to concentrate on, because not only is he a threat passing the ball, but as you can see right there, he can run that ball just as well. And then here he is throwing the ball deep downfield, and look at that, in stride for the touchdown. That's incredible.
He's a special player, and he knows how to utilize the weapons at his disposal, and just a great quarterback. He's at 53 TDs last year. That's going to be a city record.
It is the city record
for a while.
Oh yeah, no, breaking it. That's kind of left it out of the question for now.
I don't think anyone's going to break it anytime soon, unless Ashton DeBose does it this season himself. He's special.
That's very possible, because he has two really big targets. One 6'5", one 6'4". That, of course, is his twin brother. And you know what they say about twins? They can anticipate just about everything.
All right, we want to introduce you to the third and fourth member of our team. Steve Spriester down on the Steele sideline. Steve, you feeling the energy?
Boy, I got to tell you guys, I really am. And the Steele Knights take the field here right behind me. And both of these coaches were here obviously hours before this game started, but both of them were pacing in the tunnel before this game started. I talked to David Sines with Steele. Obviously, he told me we're going to know early what kind of team we got when you take on a team like the Brennan Bears. And certainly the Steele team, you brought up Mekhi Williams. That is a guy who seems to be the emotional leader of this team. He was also in the tunnel. He was the one that let him out for warm-ups. He seems to try to be setting the tone here for the Steele Knights.
All right, we have the coach, Andy Skelton, down on the Brennan Bears sideline.
Guys, I tell you what, man, it's electric. The matchup tonight, in my opinion, is going to be the Brennan offense against the Steele defense, and who's going to win the line of scrimmage. Can Steele contain the number one quarterback in the city, or is he going to break loose and do what he's always done? It's going to come down to the battle on the line of scrimmage, guys.
Guys, it really doesn't get any better than this. This number one Brennan versus number two Steele, and it's just around the corner, folks. As we are just moments away from our national anthem. We'll have that first, and then we'll take our final break here in the pregame. But Greg, I've got to commend you, the entire staff at KSAT, for putting this event on. It has already, in my opinion, exceeded expectations. The fans have had such a great time here, and if this is not a way to kick off the season, and if this can't get you excited about the high school football season, I don't know what can.
What's amazing to me that you had two great games, Smith and Valley winning the first one, and then the second one going to overtime, 46-43 Judson. So that's incredible.
Well, we talked special teams in these early games. What a difference they've made. I mean, if you think about it, in a way, we'll go ahead and take a break. Then we'll be back with the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by the San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
I was nearly killed by a tractor trailer. I was unconscious in the ICU. I had to have 6 major surgeries for fractures and bleeding all over my body. My children remember to call the force. Jeff Davis came to my aid personally. When my case settled, I received $1.75 million. When you call the fours are with you.
So if you've been in a car and truck wreck, call me at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
We're a different kind of dentistry. One who believes in doing anything it takes to make dentistry work for your life. So we offer a complete exam and x-rays free to new patients without insurance every day. Plus, patients get 20% off their treatment plan. We're on your corner and in your corner every step of the way. Because your anything is our everything. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Book today at aspendental.com. Walk in or call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
At 24,000 square feet, America's Diamond in San Antonio is the largest design and manufacturing jewelry store in America. You can buy direct from America's Diamond and get much better quality jewelry for much less money. Everyone gets our very lowest, clearly marked manufacturer's price every day of the year. Watch our television program called Buying Diamonds Intelligently right now at americasdiamond.com. America's Diamond is the official jeweler of the San Antonio Spurs and the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics.
There you see the color guard from Brennan High School approaching the UTSA Roadrunner logo at midfield as we are ready for tonight's national anthem.
And now, please stand. Remove your hats. The national anthem played by the Brennan Bear Marching Band under the direction of Thomas Cover, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
Brennan High School Band with our national anthem. The kickoff is just around the corner. And it's coming up next here on the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by San Antonio area Chevy dealers right here on KSAT 12.
Being a teen ambassador lets me speak up for teens who might not have a voice and be able to connect with other teens around the city.
Create the home of your dreams and enjoy the biggest savings during the Living Spaces Labor Day event. The latest styles are waiting, and free next-day shipping brings them to you fast. It's time to refresh your living room, elevate your dining room, make over your bedroom, and bring personality everywhere. Plus, get special financing for 60 months on any purchase with your good credit. Celebrate the start of a new season only at the Living Spaces Labor Day event.
Living Spaces.
Now open in Cibolo.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a sixth sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yep.
So you.
It is.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. New vehicles are arriving weekly at your local Buick dealers. Available for immediate delivery with no interest.
See your San Antonio area Buick dealers.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
Back at the Alamodome as we are exactly 1 hour late on our start. It was a 7:30 scheduled start, but Judson and Johnson had other ideas as they went to overtime. So here we are, ready for the third and final game from the Alamodome.
Remember, they scored a combined 89 points in that game. That's crazy. And remember what the halftime score was, right? 27-7.
27-7.
Who thought that game would wind up going to that kind of a double-digit overtime affair?
What a show by Judson and Johnson. And now it's Steele and Brennan as the Knights will kick it off. Avron Farrow will kick it off for the Knights. And Keelan Elder is back deep for the Brennan Bears. We are ready to go from the Alamodome as the Knights boot it, and it's a short kick, and a fair catch is called for at the 15-yard line.
That surprised me because it looked like he had room not only to catch it, but because it was short, pick up about another 5 to 10 yards. But you know what? It's the first game of the season.
Well, and if you fair catch it inside the 20, you can move it out to the 25, and that's where the Brennan Bears will start. As you see, there's Ashton DeBose, number 8. Jason Love, you got a pair of twins. The Love twins, the DeBose twins will all contribute in this contest. Acevedo and Carter, the other receivers. Reyes, the tight end, and then Watson, Maldonado, Williams, Palominos, and Flores up front for the Brennan Bears, as the Bears will start from the 25, and Ashton DeBose out of the shotgun set will throw on first down, drops it off at the 30-yard line and forward for a first down is brother Aaron DeBose. So the DeBose brothers have already connected 10 yards and a Bear first down. There's the defense now. Mata, Payton, Jones, and King up front. Hart, Williams, and Mir, the linebackers, along with Williamson and Dashney. The corners, Maharano is the safety for the Steele Knights, along with Robinson. So first down and 10 after one play. They hurry up, but they don't hurry up, Brennan does, as they take their time between plays, although there's no huddle. Pistol set this time. Love is the running back. DeBose pulls it and takes off, and Ashton DeBose, first carry of the season, is out to the 44-yard line and near another Brennan Bear first down, gain of 9.
And it just goes to show you what a threat he is on the ground as well, because you're going to be focusing on his passing ability with those legs and getting some first downs just as well.
He is an outstanding runner. He could be one of those just straight running quarterbacks, but he throws it so well, as he will roll right and throw again, and it's into Steele territory to his brother again, as Aaron DeBose gets his second reception and up to the 40-yard line with another first down.
Yeah, great move to break that tackle and gain some extra yards after the catch, and doing so sets him up nicely.
Ashton DeBose, 3,623 yards and a whopping 53 TDs last year. Even more impressive, only 2 interceptions a year ago. He could have chunked one deep, and the receiver stopped, and there's well, right on cue. He threw 2 interceptions last year, and in one possession, he's thrown one this year as Alvin Williamson climbs the ladder and gets the pick for Steele.
Well, that was just a great move. He timed it perfectly. The ball might have been just a tad underthrown, but let's take a look as he steps up into the pocket. Good move there. The ball's got good velocity on it. As you can see at the last second, slightly overthrown, and he's able to bring it down.
Did I jinx him? I just talked about the 2 interceptions in 14 games last year. I'm sorry, Ashton. I think he's still going to have a fine season. Now, here's an interesting spot because it looked like the momentum had carried Williams into the end zone.
Yeah, David Sines is actually out here arguing that very same thing, that he thinks it should be a touchback.
Well, there's the starting lineup for the Steele Knights. Connor Vincent, he's a returning quarterback. He doesn't have the gaudy numbers of Ashton DeBose, but he is a pretty good quarterback in his own right. Jaden Bailey, keep an eye on him. He is a 4th-year varsity guy. He's been battling health issues throughout several seasons, but when he's 100%, he's as good as they come.
Remember, he had to come back from that ankle injury, and that's why he's looking to really make a statement again this year.
First down and 10 at the 3-yard line, and there's Bailey, first carry of the season, and it's a good one. Out to the 15-yard line. These guys are right on cue with us tonight.
You know, and that's the nice thing about this is that you're backed up against your own end zone after that great defensive play, and he's able to give them some working space now.
This is a fast defense. Williams, Bussy, and Avalos up front. Mateen, Elizondo, Turner, and Tolbert, the linebackers. Elder, Tovar, Escobar, and Love. Love, the other Love brother, one on offense, one on defense. Bailey again breaks a tackle. Wow, strong run. Out to the 17-yard line. A tough 3 yards, Greg.
Yeah, but look how many guys were on him, how many defenders had to pull him down. There were 3 defenders to try and get him down to the turf, and he still picked up 3 yards.
What I was amazed by, I saw him just in person a couple of years ago as a sophomore. Like, man, he looks like a grown man already. He is a strong young man. Jaden Bailey. So second down. First pass of the game out in the left flat. Good defense, though, by the Bears. As soon as Contreras caught the football, he was hit and actually dropped for a loss.
Yeah, that was a great move here to kind of wave off what they're trying to set up. At the same time, Javon Bejarano is able to bring him down in the process.
So a loss on that play, so third down.
Just quick pass out there again. Missed the block slightly, or he fought through it. You could argue both, but it's helped stop that play.
Speed is the name of the game at Brennan. And really, both of these teams still kind of relies on some size up front. They hope to dominate the line of scrimmage tonight. They feel like that is their best chance to keep the Bears off the field. So third down and 7, really a long 7 here, as Vincent going to throw. Some time in the pocket, it collapses around him, and he goes down at the 11-yard line.
I never really thought, after he broke out of that, the pocket, I never really thought he had his footing exactly, and I think that kind of led to the fact he almost brought himself down in that turf. Take another look here. Watch as he puts the man in motion the opposite direction. Now he's made a decision now to draw it back in, and then you see him take off. No, actually, I would say got a hand on him, caused him to trip it up. It looked like he got a nice little hand in there, a hand sweep to bring him down.
So Farrow will punt now for the Steele Knights, and Brennan should get good field position, although we did see a 73-yard punt earlier today. This one hanging up in the air, going to take a Steele roll, and it's going to be down just short of midfield. So good field position, Greg, for the second possession for the Brennan Bears.
Yeah, this has been an interesting start because we've seen what we talked about beforehand, how this game is going to be won first in the trenches.
All right, let's go down to Andy Skelton, our player of the game contest with John Wayne.
All right, guys, I'm here with Carlos Felix of John Wayne Service Company. First of all, thank you all for being here and what you do for the city of San Antonio. Talk a little bit about John Wayne Service Company, their mission, and what y'all try to do for the community.
Well, at John Wayne, what it's about, and first and foremost, a big thank you. We're proud and we're honored to be a part of this event. Anytime we can get back to the city of San Antonio, whether it be our veterans, high school football, anything in San Antonio, we definitely take pride in getting involved with that. But a little bit about John Wayne, though. We just do what's right. We're here to provide 5-star service, make customers for life, and at the end of the day, do what's right, and everything else will take care of itself.
The ball sacked and fumbled, and it's recovered by Steele. How about that? Let's see if they, I don't believe they're going to give him an incomplete pass here, Greg. That's Adrian Mirror.
Yeah, Mirror got in there and was able to actually secure the ball, but it was just a great defensive move in the process before that recovery to separate action from the ball here. Now watch, the pocket collapses pretty quick. 2 Brennan Bears get in there in the process. I should say 2 Steele Knights get in there in the process. And there you see Mir able to scoop it up as it bounces free. And you're right, I don't think they're giving him a forward pass on that at all.
We'll go back down to the sideline in just a moment, but the ball at the 49 still creating 2 turnovers in the early going, and Bailey takes the handoff. Nice spin move, and he runs for a first down.
Yeah.
Andy, tell us about the Player of the Game award.
All right, back again with Carlos Felix. John Wayne, talk a little bit about how the Player of the Game award came to be.
The way it works is the Player of the Award, what it is we want to recognize the student athlete, not only in the class, but what they do outside. And with that being said, the way it works is you vote for whoever you think is the best awarding recipient of the Player of the Game. Go to johnwayne.com, place a vote, and if you do get the right winner, we do provide you with a pair of tickets to any Gunslinger game coming up for this upcoming season.
Well, talk to us. That kind of segues into John Wayne Service Company bought the San Antonio Antonio Gunslingers halfway through the National Arena League season. Talk a little bit about that acquisition and how that kind of came to be for the city of San Antonio.
The way it worked is John Wayne started off as sponsorships of San Antonio of the Gunslingers. We enjoy going to the supporting the San Antonio events. With that said, it was brought to our attention. We wanted to keep football in San Antonio, so in order seeing the team fold and leave San Antonio, John Wayne got involved, purchased the Gunslingers, and we're now here to keep football in San Antonio. And more importantly, we're going to make it affordable, family fun entertainment.
Well, we're glad you did. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much for having us. We appreciate it.
Guns up, baby.
All right, thank you, Carlos Felix from the John Wayne Service Company. A couple of good defensive stops there, Greg, on first and second down by Brennan.
Not shaken by that daily pickup at all.
So the 2 turnovers already by Brennan, and Steele trying to capitalize here. Bailey again, right down Main Street. It explodes through, and he's going to take this one to the house. 35 yards, Jaden Bailey, and Steele strikes first.
I'll tell you what, it's just great blocking up front at the same time, but his explosive speed you're watching tonight, being able to hit that hole as fast as he did, and then he was in the secondary and gone after that. Take another look at it. You'll understand what we're talking about as far as that offensive line and a nice hole inside there to make him available to get into that secondary and actually make that play for the touchdown.
Great explosion, as you said, Greg. Once he saw the daylight, there was no question he was going to sprint through as the extra point is added on for the Steele Knights. They lead Brennan 7-0. 6:31 to go, first quarter of play. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, KSAT 12.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road. Well-qualified buyers get 2.89% financing on all Silverado pickups. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
We know the sacrifices you make for a better, brighter future. We know it's never too late to reach your goals. That's why we're here with classes and training to help you get there. From no-cost textbooks and loaner laptops to your own personal success team, we create an affordable learning experience that's made for you so you can make the most of your future. Visit alamo.edu to get started.
Steele Knights strike first after the fumble recovery by Adrian Muir. The Knights go 47 yards in 4 plays, 35 of them. Jaden Bailey on a sprint down the middle.
Yeah, that was amazing. Remember, he had that big pickup for the first down as well. 2 great defensive plays to set him up, and then he just burst right through. They're able to find some hole in that Brennan defense in the process, and or I should say, the Brennan defense, and in this case was able to turn that into a score.
Absolutely. That offensive line doing their job, and that was where Steele felt like they might have an advantage. A short kick that's going to be taken again on a fair catch. Greg, I'm with you. I'm not really sure why Keelan Elder is not attempting to return that. He had some time, but how about Jaden Bailey already? 6 carries, 64 yards and a TD.
Remember, he missed his sophomore season because of that ankle injury, and obviously has something he feels he needs to prove, and he's doing that tonight on live television.
Well, what happens is, you kind of fall off the recruiter trail when you miss a couple of seasons or you're down with injury, but he's a great player. He's certainly a college football prospect. So Brennan, 2 possessions and 2 turnovers. Let's see if the Bears can get it going as they hand it to Love, and Love going to do his thing on the ground out to the 33-yard line.
Well, they're looking to answer with the ground game as well to help set up, but in this particular case, I think the Steele defense is ready for it.
Well, I'll tell you, Love is a talent. He's a guy to keep an eye on as well. He's just a junior.
Right.
Had a big season last year as a sophomore, 988 yards, 13 TDs, 6.5 yards a carry. He's a weapon as well. They give the jet sweep look and then hand it off to Love up the middle, and he'll get a fair first down.
He's an identical twin, correct? And Baser was telling us he's one of 5 sets of twins in their program overall.
The Steele the Brennan Bears now working quickly. DeBoe's going to roll right. Look downfield and a little high as he was throwing it across the middle that time for Acevedo.
I think it could be a little risky because when you throw it high and you also have safety playing right behind him, that can turn into disaster quickly.
These two teams have met a couple of times with Steele winning each time, once in the playoffs here at the Alamodome. I still remember Steve Bazier's quote before the game when we were doing a radio broadcast that night. He said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And talking about Brennan coming up to 6A at the time and Steele being the powerhouse that they were. Steele took it that night. But Brennan trying to win this Pigskin Classic.
Oh, wow.
DeBoe's under pressure and he goes down.
Well, that was pressure from two, not just one.
Including our impact player, Mekhi Williams, getting in there for Steele. They look really strong here defensively against what we know, Greg, is a potent offense.
Yeah, he got a little help also from David Hart, but they got him from both sides that time and were able to bring him down. That's, again, part of that controlling that line of scrimmage we were talking about.
Well, and they're good up front on offense, but they have some really star players on that defensive line. This was a concern of Steve Bazier against the Steele defensive front. It's 3rd and 17 now. Trips right for DeBose. They come off the edge against DeBose. He's in trouble again. He'll scramble. He'll set up and fire complete. And this is going to be close, but a little short of the first down. 3rd completion to his brother, Aaron DuBose. And now Steve Bazier.
Injury timeout on the field.
Got a little injury timeout, so we'll go ahead and break it here. This is the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, KSAT 12.
To your door. Another reason why here, everything's better. Shop HEB online and get same-day delivery in as little as 2 hours.
Do you like going fast? Because I do. Hi, this is Jeb Burden with the John Wayne Service Company number 27 race car. I'm encouraging you to join the fast track to the trades with John Wayne Service Company. Enroll in the John Wayne Academy for technical excellence today and change your life with a career in HVAC, plumbing, or electrical in just 90 days. Get paid to learn a trade. Take it from me. Get on the fast track to the trades and call John Wayne Service Company 293-6700.
Michael Maldonado, offensive lineman for Brennan, is helped off the field. Andy Steele's been able to get to Ashton DeBose here early.
Yeah, they've been mixing up, bringing 6 and bringing 5, changing up the coverage behind it, and it's kind of been effective as we see a little shift here on the punt to get to DeBose.
Ed Marion Contreras is the return man set up. And the Steele Knights come after it, but Acevedo gets it off. This will be a pretty effective punt. And down at the 17, Steve Spriester, I tell you, Steele may be slightly offended that they were the number 2 team coming into this game.
I think you're exactly right, Bobby. I mean, I talked to Coach Sines before the game, and he said, you know, it's not going to take very long before we know what we have when you play a team like Brennan. And I think he's got to be very happy right now. And you guys pointed it out with the pressure, and Andy pointed out that sometimes they're sending 6. It seems like they may be moving Mekhi around a little bit, so they can't keep track of him on the line. But a great start for Steele. They have to be happy with how this is going so far.
Connor Vincent brings the Knights out. Bailey flanked to his left. And Vincent going to keep it this time after the fake, but he is brought down immediately. Tyler Turner.
Yeah.
There he is again, Greg, with that closing speed.
Would you expect nothing less of a guy who had 133 tackles, 3 interceptions, 7 pass breakups, and committed to Oregon?
Man, he's got that speed, and he's a sure tackler, too. It's not just the speed to get to the ball carrier, it's the ability to bring him down.
There is a ton of speed on the field tonight, guys. I promise you that.
2nd and 10 now. Vincent claps his hands and hands to Bailey again. Big hole and another foot race. And Bailey staking his claimed, Greg, for our John Wayne Player of the Game early. This one will be an 83-yard touchdown, his second touchdown of the quarter.
You know, I tell you, his speed is impressive, but the blocking up front is just as impressive. I mean, that was just an amazing hole he hit, and he's so fast. It closes so fast as well. He's already through it and into the secondary. Take a look at this. Nice, great. And look at that hole. I mean, that's just incredible blocking. Be able to allow his speed to just take the rest away.
Greg, you could have gained 5 yards on that one.
I could at least gotten 2. Could at least gotten 2.
I got to tell you, man, Bailey is just hitting the hole north-south. He's not dancing. He is just going.
Extra point added on, and Steele with a 14-0 lead. 3:36 to go in our third and final game of the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
Bravo Country Homes brings you Bame Ranch in Castroville, Texas. Just 25 minutes from downtown San Antonio, this gated community features 54 one-acre home sites and 60 retirement garden homes at the beautiful Alsatian Golf Club. Secure a home site today, and we'll build your dream home. Go to BravoCountryHomes.com to learn more, or call us today at 833-79-BRAVO. Bravo Country Homes. We build homes, not houses.
See Coach Steve Bazier can't be happy with what he's seeing here. And he's sweating, Greg, in this 72-degree.
Hey, I feel for him. I was too, running around down there as well. So it may be 72 or 76, but and it is nice.
Let's take a look at the scoring drive. Didn't take long. 2 plays and 83 yards, and all of it on that 83-yard run by Jaden Bailey. See folks getting online right now and voting for number 28. That would make a lot of sense, as Elder's going to return this one this time. It's a big return, 40, 50, and a big return. Check that. That is Avron Carter.
Got a flag.
There's a flag on the near side of the field. Avron Carter, who was injured in the 7th game of the season last year against Taft, is an X factor for this team. And Greg, they're glad to have him back and healthy, and you can see why.
Well, and I'll tell you what, so much so, special teams can be that X factor, help jumpstart a team that has been struggling. So in this particular case, it works out, but we'll wait to see what the flag is about.
The flag was on the near side. Kind of in that area of a sideline warning, perhaps. They're not. Doesn't look like Tom McAfee, tonight's referee, is going to signal anything, or is he? Here we go.
Sideline interference. Yep. Brennan, 15 yards, spot of the foul, first down.
Well, there was no warning, Andy. Is that a rule change?
It must be, because typically they give a warning for this. The coaches are being active. The head coach, they try to keep him out of the white on the sideline. That's the referee's domain, the line judge's domain for safety purposes. And again, coaches over, especially Coach Bazier, he's an active coach. But typically, Bobby, they will throw a flag as a warning. But maybe that's a rule.
Or in this particular case, maybe he collided with an official or got in an official's way.
Possibly.
So still pretty good field position for the Bears, as they'll hand it off to Love. Nice room in the middle, and he squeezes through for a gain of 9. Well, even though this is a great start by Steele, you cannot rest for even a moment against this Brennan offense, because they will strike in a hurry.
It's just such a shocking offense when they get it working, because of the talented wide receivers they have and the height advantage they have on the wide receivers.
And they also have a really good go-to guy, if necessary, as the running back, Jason Love.
Yep.
He's trying to make a name for himself as well. He did a little bit as a sophomore, now a junior. 2nd and 1. DeBose going to drop back, setting up a screener, trying to. Now he'll scramble away, and he'll dump it off to Carter. Nice move at the 40. Has a first down to the Steele 35-yard line at Ron Carter.
And that's where he uses his legs to actually get himself some wiggle room, if you would, to help get another wide receiver open that may not have been open, and he did a great job that time of making it happen.
They're really good at the scramble drill as well. DeBose looks to the right side and short hops his receiver, incomplete at the 32.
You know, one thing, Bobby, they're starting to do, they're taking advantage of the Steele defensive front being so aggressive and starting to run some screens and do some things like that to try to slow those guys down. And as long as Brennan hangs on to the football, they're going to be all right.
Yeah, we just got confirmation that on that kickoff, the sideline penalty was because they did run into someone on the field. So you got to stay back, kiddos. There's that line that is there for a reason. Even though you're excited, you stay behind the line. From the 35-yard line, Brennan trailing by 2 scores. Love. Stutter step left to the 33.
They're going to use him as much as they can to help set up other things, but in that particular process, I like the fact they use him just to push it through and test the power of the defense at that point.
And I'll tell you, this is probably that 4-down territory here, Greg. You're kind of out of field goal range.
Oh, sure.
Too close to punt, so they're probably thinking 4 downs to get this first down. They need to get to right about the 25-yard line.
This right now is a fast-moving game.
It is. That last game
was not.
It took a while. DeBose quarterback draw. Steele was waiting on it. Boy, they knew that was coming.
They read that from the get-go. They weren't fooled by anything. They were expecting it. It's almost like they were in the huddle.
Andy, I know you like to talk about the bigs, but 94 Dante Payton and 99 Jalen Jones are really dominating up front.
They are, and they got great defensive end support that time by number 35 getting after and getting in there, Jacob King.
When you have 2 defensive tackles, Greg, that just clog the middle like those guys do, and they just took everybody out in front of them.
Well, they made a point of telling us about Payton, how concerned they were about him.
So 4th down, the Bears will go for it unless DeBose decides to quick kick here. Clock is counting down to 3 seconds, and they'll snap it at 2. DeBose scrambling right.
He's got a guy down here.
Throws it, and it's incomplete, broken up. It was right into the arms of Acevedo, but Bajarano collided with him at just the right time to jar the ball loose.
I thought he did such a great job on that play of reading it, and it's almost like he telegraphs it just a little bit, but he had a guy open. But look at the closing speed right there. That was he had it in there, but because of his closing speed, was able to shake it away.
Well, and number 6, Aaron DeBose, was running wide open, a little bit deeper than even that. But I don't think Love could had enough time to get it to him. But they had a guy wide open at the goal line.
So Steele with a 4th down stop. We're still in the first quarter. The Steele Knights 14-zip, and flags everywhere. And a false start, it appears.
New quarterback in too. Looks like Chad Warner at quarterback right now for the Knights.
False start. Offense number 10. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
We've seen that all day where teams are testing different quarterbacks.
And remember, he told us we would see action from the backup quarterback, Chad Warner, in this game. Even though he's a sophomore, he wanted to get him experience as well.
Absolutely. And the word on the street is that this kid is really good. Number 7, Chad Warner, making his varsity debut for the Steele Knights, but he faces a 1st and 15, and he is going to throw. And he scrambles. Being chased. Gains 1 at the 30-yard line.
Well, he did a good job of hanging on to that ball because he had a defender coming up behind him ready to punch it out, and he read it right at the last second. Watch as he makes his move here to the right side, and then the defender tracks him down from behind right there. You see him trying to strip it?
Yeah.
Didn't happen for him, but what a great effort that time by Wakil Mateen.
Well, Connor Vincent back in after just 1 play for Warner. That's it. You get 1 play. Go for it. Zone read, keeper, Vincent hitting the sidelines. Will he get there? He does. And out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Good edge containment that time.
Using the sideline as an extra defender. Now there's a flag on the Steele sideline. Could it be a sideline again? Referee Tom McAfee.
Offsides. Defense, number 9. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Well,
We'll
that
play
ended up
one
being a free
untimed down.
play.
Tom McAfee, interesting enough, you know what he does for a living? He's the ops manager here at the Alamodome. So he is actually officiating on the field he had put down.
Well, there you go. So he knows all the nooks and crannies of this place.
He sure does.
The Alamodome staff has done a great job, too, of hosting this event. We're so happy to be in here playing high school football, and I promise you all 6 teams were happy to be here as well. So it's second down. Bailey again. Nice cutback. Got to swarm him, and they do at the 42-yard line, close to a first down.
That is the end of the first quarter of play.
That will be the end of the first, and it's 14-0 Steele, leading Brennan. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
Being a teen ambassador lets me speak up for teens who might not have a voice and be able to connect with other teens around the city.
Super fresh produce brought right to your door. Another reason why here, everything's better. Shop HEB online and get same-day delivery in as little as 2 hours.
Labor Day savings at Universal start now, San Antonio. Beat the crowds and get huge savings on the vehicle you want.
We have new cars and trucks arriving daily and a huge selection of pre-owned. Hurry in now to get pre-owned cars for payments of just $89. Trucks and SUVs for $149 payments. Plus, get well over book value for your trade and easy financing.
Our huge Labor Day sale at Universal Toyota starts now, so get here fast.
Home of the real deal.
I-35, inside loop 1604.
Kids don't pick when they'll be sick, but when the unexpected happens, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center Stone Oak is here. Our expert team cares for kids 24/7, 365. Whether it's fever at 5, bone break at 8, or stitches at 6, we treat all of the aches and ailments that come with childhood fun. The Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center, an ER made just for kids.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
A 153-yard first quarter for Jaden Bailey and 2 touchdowns, and still with a 14-0 lead. Welcome back to the Dome. Bobby Stotzenberger, Greg Simmons, Steve Spriester, and Andy Skelton with you as Steele faces a 3rd and short, and they're not going to get there. Bailey, maybe a half a yard, Greg.
Can you imagine having that kind of stat in a first quarter when most running backs would love that for a game?
Especially against a well-regarded defense. And now
the #1 team in San Antonio right
I think Steele's thinking about going for it here.
Well, Andy, you got to watch the hard count here, too, if you're Brennan. Let's see if they tried to hard count him, or will they go for it? 4th and 1. Vincent walking it up, switching Bailey to the left. Nope, we're going to run a play. And Jaden Bailey's not going to get there. That is a big gamble and a big stop by Brennan.
That's a huge, you know what, that's a confidence builder for Brennan after they've been run over by Bailey. And I don't know if I would have gone for it at this level, not with this lead.
Andy, before those last 2 plays, that Steele offensive line had been dominating, but Brennan really brought it on those last 2 run plays.
Yeah, I tell you what, 91 Jaden Bussey, he won the line of scrimmage on that, and he moved it back a good yard on that, was able to help people get penetration. And again, you know, Brennan stealing a possession back, got to take advantage of it right here and get some points on the board.
Bears now moving left to right, scoreless so far. This is a team that averaged more than 50 points a game a year ago. DeBose going to throw. Is caught by DeBose. He took a big hit, but Aaron DeBose holds on to it.
I like the fact the way they lined that up, and I thought they were going to go with something a little bit more of a slant, but it was a perfect throw.
You know, Greg, you were right when you look at these Brennan wide receivers. They are all tall and lanky.
And he could take a hit. That was a hard hit to hang onto the ball.
Yeah.
That is the 4th catch already for Aaron DeBose. It's almost like those guys have played catch before.
Yeah, I think they know each other pretty well.
Twin brothers. Carter comes in motion. They're going to go back the other way with it on the inside handoff, and that is going nowhere. Good defense there by Steele. Jason Love was lined up as kind of a wing back to the left and came back to the right and still had too much penetration.
I thought he did a great job on that. I mean, he just read it from the get-go. Watch. As it comes trying to develop around that right side, breaks it up at first, and he's not able to get much after that. But getting the penetration on that left side of that line was the key.
Yeah, Jacob King came across the line and stood his ground there and was waiting on that play. So 2nd down and long, 2nd and 13 now for the Bears. Trips left. Tight end right. DeBose goes back to the left. Caught by DeBose. DeBose to DeBose again. 5th time. Ashton to Aaron up to the 22.
Andy had mentioned it before, but that's the way you try and settle things down when Steele is doing so well on defense, is trying to get something out like that, set up a screen, and pick up some yardage.
They haven't really thrown over the top a whole lot yet, but that's coming, I can promise you.
I guarantee it's coming. They get down in this area of the field.
And they're probably setting up.
Well, exactly, because I think that's exactly what they're setting up for this play.
I'm not sure they've had time to do that yet, guys. I mean, they've tried, but you know, they've just been swarming the quarterback. Smithson Valley has, so they're trying to break some of that aggression down with some of these plays we've been seeing.
Yeah, Steele has had a great pass rush the entire game. Now, DeBoe's going to keep it, and he breaks free. 1st down. Up to the 10-yard line. Ashton DeBose makes it 1st and goal.
Or they could do that, which will also do well.
And Brennan really doesn't particularly love to run Ashton DeBose, but he's perfectly capable of it.
Almost a design play there, as he doesn't really even think about the handoff, kind of a quarterback draw, and is able to pick up the yardage in the process.
That was definitely by the design right there, quarterback trap, and they definitely want to run him, but they limit him a bunch if they got to do stuff working.
If he didn't throw it so well, he'd be a great running back somewhere.
Yep.
He's going to keep it again. This looks like a busted play.
Yep.
It was discombobulated. If you make any kind of hesitation like that with that Steele front, they're coming to get you.
Yeah, Alex Garza was the guy who got in there first to help break it up. But I think Andy's right. He was a busted play from the get-go. Didn't go the way they wanted, but they were there to make sure it didn't go any further.
You got to get points here, though, if you're Brennan.
Oh, without question.
Even if it's a field goal, you just got to break the ice. And their defense showed with that 4th down stop, Greg, that they still have something to offer in this game. 2nd and goal, ball at the 15. DeBose rolls right, in trouble again, throws, and he just threw that one away, and Skelton caught it. Good. Hey, Andy, good one-hand grab. Spreeser, you're on the clock now.
I still got it. Andy upping the ante over there. Now I got to catch one. All right, I see how it is.
One-handed too, Spreeser.
In this particular case, you have to sky for it to top it.
Hey, Greg, I still got it.
Covered you when you were in high school, young man.
There you go.
Hey, the best part is he didn't drop the mic. He just caught it with
the other. Both. Yep. I'm impressed.
Good catch, Skelly. We'll put you on the stat board. Greg, 1 catch for Andy Skelton.
All right.
3rd and goal.
Jacob King right in DeBose's face that time, and he's got no time to throw.
DeBose in trouble again, and he's sacked and loses it. 2nd time he's it's going to be another turnover as he couldn't get the arm going forward, and it's recovered by Alex Garza.
Yeah, remember, he's the guy that broke up that play earlier. Now he's in there for that after a great defensive effort. I mean, this is what they were worried about, this front line, and they cannot get out of the way of these defenders. Look at that. He's waiting for his receiver to get open. It doesn't happen. He gets hit from behind. That's what forces the ball loose. Right there, Johnny on the spot, Alex Garza again.
He had 4 guys on him that time.
Yeah, that's not.
He had no time.
That's not him. That's not him.
That was the matchup that Steve Basier was worried about. Little jet sweep here. Joe Perez racing around the right end and up to the 31-yard line. Gain of 6.
You know what they say about Perez? He's just this team leader. He's the guy that was most impressive because he's the guy that he pointed out to us that has that heart, the heart of a lion. He lacks the size at only 5'8", 151 pounds, but he has that heart.
Makes up for it with everything else, especially what you said, Greg, that heart to play this game. New running back in, that is Farrow, I believe. Let me see. Yep, it is.
Maybe on Farrow.
Farrow, who kicks the ball as well, runs it there for really no gain. So Jaden Bailey getting a little breather on the Steele sideline. Big third down coming up here for the Knights. They have a 14-0 lead. They just get a big stop. They could really put some distance here if they can go down and score again.
And you were just talking about it. That was a possession they had to score on. Didn't happen.
So third down coming up for the Steele Knights. Vincent, deep drop. Now a scramble. And there's a flag down. That's in the secondary, interestingly enough.
Well, I think that's one reason why he was having a problem, because he felt he didn't have anybody open, or maybe somebody was holding, defensive holding, so we'll see. But clearly he had to pull the ball down there for a second.
Yeah, I see Bailey here on the sideline. This is just a blow for him.
Let's go down to the field. Tom McAfee. That flag was in the secondary on a scramble by Connor Vincent.
Personal foul. Blocking below the waist. Offense, number 68. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Replay, third down.
That'll make it tougher. Almost midway through this second quarter of play, Steele with a couple of big runs in the first quarter by Jaden Bailey with a 14-0 lead.
But I could be honest with you, I think the big story besides Bailey has been the defensive effort here, without
Brennan
question.
elected to decline the penalty. Fourth down.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, make him punt.
Basier wanted the down.
Basier will take the down, but still, I don't think they'll go for it here. But Greg, they did go for it on this side of the 50 once before, but I doubt they'll do it again.
I don't think so this time.
So back to punt is Avion Farrow. And back to receive is Tristan Escobar, along with Tyler Turner. And Greg, if Tyler Turner gets his hands on the ball, could be fun.
Yeah, it could be a lot of fun.
I'm telling you, it's not just the defense. They sneak him in on offense every once in a while, and he's a very good kick returner.
He's called super diverse, I believe is how he's described.
A versatile athlete. Good snap. End over end, and here he is, Tyler Turner on the return. Across midfield and up to the 48-yard line. We'll be back, and Brennan will have their best field position of the night. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road. Well-qualified buyers get 2.89% financing on all Silverado pickups. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Attorney Thomas J. Henry is recognized across the nation for taking on the tough cases and obtaining results that speak for themselves. From the time he was a young man, he's had a passion for helping others. And after 35 years of being an attorney, he still wakes up each day with that same burning desire. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
There you see the Steele Knights on the sideline. They have been focused and ready. And you know, last year, Greg, after an 11-0 start, they took a pretty tough loss to Austin Vandergriff in round 2, and I think they have used that loss as motivation for this season. This is a really good senior class, and they have come ready tonight.
Clearly, they consider that to be a setback because of how well they performed going up to that point. But you're right. I think that Vandergriff lost because there's always now that big rivalry between San Antonio and Austin teams to take it to that next level.
Steele will get a crack at that next week. Next Friday night, They host the Lake Travis Cavaliers.
Yes.
Things don't get any easier for them. First down, Brennan. Steele territory. DuBose, lots of time this time, and fires it across the middle and is caught at the 30 and up to the 25 is Aaron DuBose for a Brennan Bear first down. 5 catches now. And by the way, folks, you can vote for our John Wayne Player of the Game. We've got a lot of candidates already. Go to johnwayne.com. We had a ton of votes in the first 2 games, and 44 fans won the contest and got free tickets to the Gunslingers in the first game. I don't know the count on the second game, but a lot of folks have participated in this contest. Screen, Carter, speed to the sideline, around the corner, and he scores. Tight ropes it to the end zone, 24 yards for Avron Carter.
Well, finally they're able to get something going on offense that results in points on the board, and that's something Brennan had to have at this point to get back in this ball game, especially after being dominated so much.
Remember we talked about that X factor, and there he is.
There he is right there.
This is the guy that can do anything. He is a great receiver. He can be a running back for you. They use him in a variety of ways, and there he gets Brennan on the board, and the extra point is added on by Devin Thompson, and it's now 14-7, still leading Brennan. 5:05 to go in the second. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, KSAT 12.
It doesn't matter how big the company is. It doesn't matter what excuses they're making. We'll get you justice. Always remember, Gamez law fights.
Let's go, Gunslingers. Let's go, baby.
From humble beginnings to esteemed personal injury attorney, through it all, Joe A. Gamez remembers his origins. Nothing has changed. Just remember, Gamez Law fights.
Back at the Alamodome, there's your first scoring drive for the Brennan Bears. They had good field position, and they took advantage, going 47 yards in 2 plays. And Ashton DuBose to Avron Carter, 24 yards. And Greg, if I'd have told you that Brennan had 3 turnovers in the first quarter and a half, and Steele's playing great on both sides, and Brennan's only down by 7, would you have believed me?
No, but we saw that in that unbelievable Judson Johnson game where you thought the game was over at halftime, and it just exploded in the second half.
Andy, never any quit in the Brennan Bears for sure.
No, these guys a lot of these guys are 4-year starters. They got 8 of them back on offense, Bobby. They're not going to flinch. They know they got to hang on to the football. That's the difference in the ball game, period, right now.
Royal Capel and Jalen Cooper are the return man for Steele, but it won't go back that far. It will be fielded at the 21, and they call a fair catch. They're whistling it dead. Joe Pettis caught the ball. I guess he called a fair catch. But they blew the whistle there, Greg.
I didn't see the arm raised.
I didn't either.
Maybe I missed it in the haste, but
Coach Baszler was over saying he did it right underneath. He got to go over his head with the signal right there, so that wasn't a clear, in his opinion, a clear fair catch or a legal fair catch signal.
Well, he didn't run it like he thought he fair catched it. He caught it and took off.
He took off.
Yeah, Joe Pettis, he caught the ball and ran forward. If I'm David Sines, I'm questioning that. There's likely better field position for Steele had he been able to return it, so they'll start at the 25.
Bailey split out in this lineup right now.
And now Vincent alone in the backfield, going to throw it short. Caught at the 28-yard line by Royal Capel for gain of 5. Good safe pass there, Greg.
Yeah, a great save by Malik Tolbert, getting to the ball quickly.
That short passing game when they're backed off is effective in moving the ball forward. 5 yards.
Wrapped him up nicely. Saw it coming. Read the quarterback.
Jaden Bailey, folks, is back in the game behind Connor Vincent on second down, and he'll get the carry. Bailey hit hard, but near another first down. Well, we have the total now from the first 2 games. 116 winners for the John Wayne Service Company Player of the Game. They've matched it with ours Player of the Game for the first 2 games, and that's 116 people to get tickets to the San Antonio Gunslingers Arena Football.
They packed the house in just 3 games.
Yeah, exactly. 3rd down and 1. Big play here for Steele. They'll go to Bailey again. He's hit in the backfield, and off the right edge quickly was Wakil Mateen, and he stops him for a loss.
It doesn't get much better than that. Reading that play from the start, penetrating, getting in there, hitting that. Look at this.
Speed.
Comes right around the corner and is able to drop him with his speed.
Andy, you're supposed to be able to outrun that play side if it's coming from the backside, but Mateen has too good of speed.
Yeah, good luck with that against number 11. That was a one-way go all the way to the split side. He's going to do it again right here.
Wow.
To the other side, yep.
And they're going to go for it again.
They got the outside, yep.
They throw one up, and it's incomplete, intended for Joe Pettis. They got him hard counted, and
the coach's box is pretty close to us. You can hear how upset they were about that.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. It was banging on the wall.
Coach's box is two doors down, and
but we can still feel it.
We felt the vibrations over here.
I'm hearing the vibrations from Baszler right here. His head about to pop off.
5-yard penalty results in a first down.
I mean, you almost have to expect that when it's 4th and less than 5. They're going to try a hard count and see if they can pull you off.
And right now, really, Brennan is their own worst enemy.
Yes. Teenagers, man, I'm telling you, and again, that's why Coach Baszler probably don't have any hair left.
Or voice.
Or voice.
Vincent out again.
Look out. The sophomore, another introduction to varsity football, as Chad Warner took a big hit there right as he released it.
And pressure just caused that incompletion, no question about it. Heard him coming, saw him coming, got rid of the ball in time.
You notice Brennan's starting to dial up a lot more pressure defensively, Greg?
They had to. they had to.
They know they got a pup in the game too, so.
Yep.
They're going to lead Chad Warner in the game with 4 wides. Brennan showing blitz again. Now they back up. Audible at the line by Warner. And it's 2nd and 10. Goes to the near sideline. Good ball that time. Caught at the 42-yard line by Capel for a gain of 4. It's a long throw, Greg, for a sophomore quarterback, but he made it on target.
I'm just interested in why they're choosing this time to put him in, but like I said, they already told us beforehand they were going to play him.
That could be his turn.
Yep.
3rd down and 6 for the Steele Knights, leading by 7. Chad Warner, sophomore quarterback, throws again, and he's pressured again. He'll escape. He'll run for the sticks. There's flags down as he runs out of bounds at midfield. And more flags drop. The field is littered now with flags, and Warner has a first down if it stands.
I heard the vibrations again from the coach's box, if you did not, and I felt them.
Hopefully this structure will hold up. Well, we're going to sort this one out, and referee Tom McAfee will give us the call. His umpire tonight is Joe Cabarrubias. The line judge Mark Gamez. The head linesman is Robert Moreno. The back judge Eric Schmidt. The field judge Sean Anderson, and Brett Reese is the side judge.
Holding. Defense number 21. Result of play was first down. Penalties declined.
So add to the stats there for Chad Warner. They decline the penalty. They'll move it to midfield. Still 3 timeouts for Steele and 2:57. They could very easily run this down and try to score again with plenty of time and timeouts to work with. That was an odd handoff. It seemed like Bailey was falling down as he took the handoff.
Yeah, it wasn't very clean, it looked like. I still think Brennan stepping up their defense as well. But again, I think if you take a look at everything, Brennan would be in a lot better position right now where it was not for them.
Right.
And the mistakes they've made so far.
And Bailey with 2 big touchdown runs for Steele, but only a 7-point lead for the Knights. Back to pass. Screen on the left side and room to run. And near a first down for the Knights is Connor Vincent, who caught the ball as a receiver. He went from quarterback to receiver. Chad Warner, the backup quarterback, threw it to him, and there's your multi-talented Connor Vincent.
Yeah. You know, guys, I think they have Warner in because they want to see Vincent out there, and it seems like they realize that they're kind of selling out to stop Bailey at this point in the game, and that maybe Warner is the better passer of the two, and they want to get them both on the field.
It's a package deal where they bring him in certain situations, absolutely.
And Steve, Connor Vincent, as a sophomore, played receiver at Steele, so he's not unfamiliar with that. So he was quarterback last year, receiver before that, and now a timeout taken by the Steele Knights. We'll go ahead and break it with them.
Timeout Steele.
We have 1:29 to go in the second quarter of play. 14-7 Knights leading the Bears. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
Bravo Country Homes brings you Bame Ranch in Castroville, Texas. Just 25 minutes from downtown San Antonio, this gated community features 54 one-acre home sites and 60 retirement garden homes at the beautiful Alsatian Golf Club. Secure a home site today, and we'll build your dream home. Go to BravoCountryHomes.com to learn more, or call us today at 833-79-BRAVO. Bravo Country Homes. We build homes, not houses.
What's your daily sip? When you join our subscription at Circle K, you can grab any size coffee or fountain drink daily for just $8.99 a month. Join Sip and Save with your mobile number when you check out at Circle K. Limited time offer at participating locations.
Come to Las Palapas and enjoy the lunch specials for only $8.99. Mama Ruth's Flauta, chicken soup, Al Carbon salad, cheese enchiladas, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Las Palapas, always made fresh.
Big third down coming up after the timeout. Steele Knights tonight are 2 for 5 on third down conversions. At the 42 of Brennan. They're going to give it to Bailey. Bailey is swarmed. He had to dodge Wakil Mateen in the backfield, and then the rest of the Bears came in to make the tackle.
I just thought that they have done a better job right now of organizing their defense against the offense and of Steele, and it's starting to pay off here a little bit when they get in these tight yardage situations. There you see the penetrations you talked about right there.
Timeout on the field.
But
Brennan.
having extra help right behind you to back you up didn't hurt a bit.
Well, early on, Andy, the Steele Knights offensive line was pushing Brennan around. Brennan a little smaller defensively, but they're very, very quick. Is there something up front in particular that they're doing to create havoc in the backfield?
Well, it looks like to me they're starting to penetrate a lot more and relying more on the second level guys like Greg was saying to go ahead and clean it up. You know, let the front line guys redirect and let your linebackers come in and clean up the mess there. And you know, the aggressiveness, I agree with Greg, is noticeable here in the second quarter.
You can't just go mano-a-mano against that Steele offensive line. You got to stunt up front.
And I think they obviously recognize that and made that adjustment.
I think they're also daring Steele to pass to beat them. Like, I think they're selling out on the run every time, saying you're going to have to pass if you're going to beat us.
Once again, Tyler Turner back in return position for the Brennan Bears, joined by Tristan Escobar. Avion Farrow to punt for Steele. High snap, he caught it. Great athletic catch by the punter, and now the fair catch at the 16-yard line by Tristan Escobar.
That's a great recovery. That could easily been a disaster. Like we saw in the previous game between Judson and Johnson. Yeah.
Well, Judson knows all too well that a high snap can run things for you, as that allowed that game to get tied and go to overtime.
It was funny when we were looking up there. It was only a 3-point game.
Right.
First thing everybody said was, or I should say, it was an 8-point game. And the first thing everybody said was, seriously? You can come down to a touchdown and 2-point conversion, and it was.
And it did. Earlier today, Smithson Valley with a 14-13 win over Reagan. Judson with a 46-43 overtime win over Johnson. Good pass there out to Carter. Up to the 28-yard line. Hurry up time. 1:08 to go. 3 timeouts, or 2 timeouts left, though, for Brennan. As DeBow rolls right, fires it up the sideline. Had a man, but he overthrows Acevedo.
That is tough, because he had all kind of yardage ahead of him. And perhaps even a touchdown.
Timeout. Steele. Second timeout of the first half.
Well, the Knights think they're going to get the ball back here, Greg. That's
yeah, exactly what I was thinking, because...
But why would you take a timeout with the incomplete pass? That's the only...
Don't understand that either, but maybe they wanted to regroup and maybe get ready.
I think maybe it's... Okay, look. The only way they're going to get down, they're going to have to take some chunk shots down the field. Keep them in front.
And that's probably why he called the timeout, just to remind them of their defensive responsibilities.
Well, and Bobby, they're giving multiple looks. Steele defense trying to, again, mix it up on Ashton DuBose, trying to, you know, he's a 4-year starter. He's not going to get confused real easily. You know, they brought 2 on that first play. They're bringing heat. They're rolling their coverage, all kind of stuff like that. They had, that last pass was open. They did have a hash mark safety on that, but he was way inside. If that ball would have been on the mark, that probably would have been a touchdown.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, and no question that it would have been a touchdown had he made it.
Second down and 10. DeBose sends Carter in motion, and he's going to throw it back to him on the screen. And here goes Avron Carter. Explosive across the 40 to the 44-yard line. First down, Brennan Bears. That was a well-designed play, my friend.
Oh, it sure was. That's exactly what you wanted.
Little tunnel screen.
Yep, tunnel screen.
DeBose sets up in the pocket, fires it. Carter stumbled on the route, and I think if he's upright, he might catch that ball, but when he stumbled, the ball went over his head and nearly picked off. Bajarano.
Yeah, Javon again.
Javon Bajarano almost had himself a pick. I think he was surprised to see the ball there.
Yeah, I think exactly right. And he's more unhappy with himself for not making the interception.
We will have halftime performances from both bands coming up, as well as we'll join our KSAT crew down on the field as well, as the bands will show off their hard work over the summer. DeBose rolling left, tried to dump it off, is batted down. at the line of scrimmage by impact player Makai Williams.
I can tell you what, with Makai, what fascinates me as his defender, that he's able to change or play so many different positions.
He's literally that guy that's everywhere on the field. And when you have someone with that talent, you got to move him around like that.
And his closing speed for his size is also very impressive.
He can back up and cover. He can rush, as he did there. And his third down, free play. DeBose should chunk one, but he throws it across the middle to Carter, who takes a punishing hit.
And that could be a flag.
I think they may call helmet to helmet on that one.
Yeah, they called it.
Did they draw? I see a hat, but not a flag on the field.
Well, that's what that plays as a flag. Referee hat.
There's a flag on the near sideline, but that's from the first flags. I think there were a series of flags that ran out of flags.
31 seconds to go.
Well, there was two things I thought might have been called in play. There was one possible targeting. There was another possible taunting.
Well, it's up to Tom McAfee to sort this one out, Greg, and he gathers the other guys around, and let's see what they say.
That came a little bit after the play, but there's part of it right there. The unsportsmanlike
conduct. Both on the defense. Offside, defense. The penalties decline. Personal foul. Targeting. Number 2 defense. That penalty would be 15 yards from the end run. By rule, number 2 is disqualified.
Oh, my.
Ejected.
Javon Bajarano is now ejected from the game for Steele. That is a major loss for the Knights, as one of their defensive starters is out now, and Dante Carter will come in now to play strong safety.
Brennan.
Well, what a turn of events.
Timeout of the first half.
Greg, we get the game started, and it looks like Steele's going to run away with it, and the tide has turned, and now Brennan a chance to tie here late in the first half.
It's interesting how this game has swung the momentum over because of mistakes that first Brennan made, and now the mistakes that Steele is making.
Like I said in the opening, I don't know how we top what we've seen the first 2 games, but we just might, because if they score here, we could be looking at a tie going into the break.
And look at that, with just 31 seconds remaining.
Well, we picked the right games, I can tell you that. This has been a...
You think? You think?
I believe so. That's going to challenge us for next year, isn't it?
Well, that first game went by very fast, but it was a tight game, 14-13, a lot of running the ball. Second game looked like it was going to be a blowout, only come back and go into overtime. And put so many points on the board was unbelievable. And now this game has had a lot of surprises too, especially with the somewhat bizarre start for Brennan.
Brennan with 3 turnovers here in the first half, but they're within 32 yards and an extra point of tying this game. And they're down to their final timeout. They've taken 2 now. So Ashton DeBose brings up the Bears with a 5-wide set and an empty backfield. And now the referee didn't like the lineup, the setup, and he drops the flag.
Illegal substitution. Brennan, 12-men in formation. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
I can't believe it keeps happening. And I guarantee you, Baszler can't believe it's still happening.
Especially after a timeout.
Yeah, that's the worst mistake to make, is after timeout.
That'll make it a little tougher. Still an empty backfield. It's 1st and 15 now. DeBose scans the defense. Love comes in motion. He fakes it to him. Steps up in the pocket, scrambles to his left, tucks, then throws it to Love, who was open, but he overshoots him.
Now, as soon as he thought he was going to put the ball up there, it came out of his hands too high.
He might have passed the line of scrimmage, too. That was really close. Did he? It's like Tom McAfee's going to make a call here. I didn't see a flag. Nope.
Or was it just kind of warning him, saying, just know you were this close?
You were right there. I'm not going to call it this time.
Well, Coach Bazer's over here talking to his sideline officials, saying that they can't go low on the quarterback when they make a tackle after he lets it go.
2nd and 15, DeBose. Screen to his brother, DeBose. Aaron DeBose. Yards after contact. The yak yards up to the 25-yard line. The timeout with 14 seconds. So now you're at a situation where you got to use the sidelines to try to conserve clock.
Third final timeout of the
Because
first half.
you're kind of in field goal range here. You're about a 42-yard field goal away from getting points on the board.
Right. This is where the sideline becomes your friend. No over the middle routes, everything outside. If you get the ball, get out of bounds, get down quickly.
Andy, do you throw to the end zone here, or do you throw to the sideline to pick up more yards?
I'd see it would depend on the formation you want to come out in. Remember, you got Bajarano out of the game. I'd pick whoever his guy is. I think his number 5 came in, and maybe try to get a matchup and throw it to 6. And, you know, you still got 2 more plays after that. So, I mean, absolutely you can take you to the end zone right now.
Well, Andy, I think with as tall as these Brennan wide receivers are, too, why not just throw it up in the end zone and let one of them come down with it?
Absolutely.
I think you got to take a shot at the end zone.
You have to.
Hey, you got the horses. You got to let them run.
Yep.
The only question is he going to have time?
If you feel like you're already in field goal range, it makes sense to throw the end zone here. If you feel like you're not, then you got
to get it close. Right.
So when we return to action here, it's going to be 3rd and 3, but they could potentially, here's a thought, run for the first down, spike the ball, because the clock stops when they set the chains.
Yeah.
But that's slightly risky, but if it's DeBose running the ball on a quarterback draw.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all predicated on your formation that you want and the matchups you want here.
Lots of options here for Brennan. They just want points.
DeBose is out.
Yep, they're going to run a reverse.
Yep.
Reverse pass. And they throw it to Carter at the 20 to the sidelines. And still keeps it from being a touchdown. It's out of bounds at the 11 with 7 seconds to go.
Or you run the Wildcat.
Yeah, run the Wildcat to a wide receiver. We didn't come up with that one.
DeBose was a wide receiver. That was a quarterback of wide receiver. So.
That was not in my option thoughts there.
It worked.
It sure did.
Tell you what, 8's a special athlete, guys. He can play anywhere on the field.
You got to make this play quick, guys, and it's got to be to the end zone, or you may lose a chance at a field goal. 1st and 10 at the 12, and there's a Steele timeout.
Timeout.
And that's their last.
That's their last
Third
one.
final timeout of the first half.
This game slowed down a bit with all these timeouts here, but this is such a critical moment. Because really, guys, I mean, they're in field goal range. You can take the 3 here or try to. Of course, we know this is the first game of the season. We've seen a number of miscues today on extra points and short field goals. Reagan could have won the game earlier with Smiths Valley had they made a field goal. So nothing's automatic this early in the season.
That is correct. And at the same time, you got to remember that you need to get some points on the board before halftime to have that momentum that they haven't had most of this game.
What would Coach Skelly do? Kick or throw to the end zone?
I'd line up, again, in a formation to get a matchup and throw it up. Get a mismatch on your height, throw it up in the corner.
Coach Spreester, what would you do?
I agree with Andy. How about that? No, they had 4 receivers off to the left side, and it looked to me like 2 of them were the taller receivers. I think they're going to come if they come out in that same set. I think they're going to toss it up to one of these 3 tall receivers that they have for Brennan.
Does this feel like the first game of the season to you?
No, none of
feel like a playoff game.
Sir, I'm telling you right now, none of the games that we saw today looked like, felt like, acted like a first game.
Feels like the 3rd game.
Yep.
Acevedo alone on the right side. Well, that over-the-top coverage helped there as well. DeBose fires it.
Got him.
Caught. Touchdown. Yeah, I'd say run that play.
Yeah.
Acevedo with the touchdown catch. Great clock management by the Brennan Bears.
And that pass was right where it needed to be. On target, on time.
When you have a quarterback like DeBose, that is always a possibility. Thompson for the extra point. There's a flag down. I think Steele might have been offsides.
Offsides.
They'll decline it. It'll be 14 all.
Offside.
I believe we're going to talk to David
Penalty
Signs
declined.
from Steele before he heads to the locker room. Our policy is that whoever's ahead, nobody's ahead though now. But I think our cameraman's over there, so that
he is, and we were just debating that same thing. We're like, do we go with the momentum or do we go with who has been leading for most of this first half?
I did tell Coach Bezor that. He said, I don't care if it's first or second as long as we're winning by 1 point at the end of this thing. So I think he'll be okay with it.
All right.
Well,
we'll stick with the original.
I know our camera guy, Raphael's been riding his bike a lot, so but I don't know if he's in enough shape to run across the field with that camera. So we'll go with Steele. But guys, what a great finish here in the first half by the Brennan Bears.
Well, you were right, Bobby, the whole time when you said, if you would have said that all the yards that Steele's put up and Brennan's still in this game, and Brennan just started to finally get it together offensively, and I think and sell out for the run defensively, and I think that's been the biggest change.
And that kind of indicates that Greg Steele's going to probably have to try to get a little bit of a passing game going in the second half. How about that, guys? 10 plays and 82 yards in a minute 12 and score with 3 seconds to go.
10 plays in a minute 12?
That was pretty impressive. Is that right, Greg? Here's the kickoff. Fielded at the 22. This will be the last play of the half. And Joe Pettis is swarmed at the 27-yard line.
And at the end of the first half.
We're going to look for Coach David Signs. As the Knights are tied up at the half after winning 14-zip as we go down to Steve Spriester.
Coach Signs, your thoughts on the first half? I mean, this looks like a #1 versus #2 matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle, 4-quarter battle. We got to clean up some stuff offensively on third downs, and we got to try to find a way to contain the quarterback.
We talk about offensively. You've been playing a couple of different quarterbacks. Why?
Yeah, we're just trying to evaluate the guys early on in the year, and nothing better than this type of opponent and this type of atmosphere.
Your message to your team at halftime?
We know it's going to be a 4-quarter battle. It's going to be highs and lows. That's how we respond to them.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Guys, back up to you.
All right, we will have our halftime show coming up next here from the Alamodome, 14-all in the third and final game of the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, KSAT 12.
Being a teen ambassador lets me speak up for teens who might not have a voice and be able to connect with other teens around the city.
I'm Jeff Davis. When you're in a serious accident with a commercial vehicle, the big companies don't just roll over and write you a check. A big accident with a big truck means a big fight. We don't just roll over and take their first offer.
We recently settled a wrongful death case for $5 million as a result of a commercial vehicle accident involving a drunk driver.
So if you've been involved in a big accident with a big truck, stop what you're doing right now and call the Ford. Call me at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
Need a new car, but don't have a down payment? Mission Mitsubishi says no problem. We've got 4,500 dealer bonus cash for everyone who buys a new Mitsubishi. Plus no payments for 3 full months. You can drive home a new 2022 Outlander with 0 out of pocket, or put the 4,500 cash back in yours. Use it for your down payment, negative equity, or take the cash. An extra 4,500 dealer bonus cash. Trade or no trade when you buy a new Mitsubishi. Mission Mitsubishi on San Pedro, just outside of Loop 410.
At 24,000 square feet, America's Diamond in San Antonio is the largest design and manufacturing jewelry store in America. You can buy direct from America's Diamond and get much better quality jewelry for much less money. Everyone gets our very lowest, clearly marked manufacturer's price every day of the year. Watch our television program called Buying Diamonds Intelligently right now at americasdiamond.com. America's Diamond is the official jeweler of the San Antonio Spurs and the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
KSAT Pigskin Classic halftime show presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, where, guess what? It is all tied up between Steele and Brennan in an exciting first half.
It has been fantastic, and there you can see the Steele band, which is just about to perform. We're going to take to them in a moment, but I'll tell you what, boy, the stands are packed on both sides of this field, and these fans aren't going anywhere as these two heavyweights are just going toes to toes and nose to nose and duking it out in the first half like this. Fantastic. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Listen to the
I'll tell you what, this has been so much fun. It has been such a pleasure for allowing us to come into your home and bring you the first ever KSAT Pigskin Classic. 3 fantastic games, 6 wonderful bands, dance squads. It has definitely the excitement, classic high school football evening.
Yes, and that, of course, will do it for us and the halftime show, but don't go anywhere, because coming up after the break, the second half between Steele and Brennan, and it is tied up, so we don't even know what's going to happen, because game 3 so far is definitely not disappointing. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers. Second half kickoff is coming up right after we pay some bills.
Bravo Country Homes brings you Bame Ranch in Castroville, Texas. Just 25 minutes from downtown San Antonio, this gated community features 54 one-acre home sites and 60 retirement garden homes at the beautiful Alsatian Golf Club. Secure a home site today, and we'll build your dream home. Go to BravoCountryHomes.com to learn more, or call us today at 833-79-BRAVO. Bravo Country Homes. We build homes, not houses. At AFFCU, we've been helping people like you with all their banking needs for over 70 years. From great low rates on vehicle loans, credit cards, and mortgages, to checking, savings, and certificate accounts, AFFCU is the financial partner that's with you for life. And with our all-new digital banking, you have full control of your accounts wherever you are, anytime, day or night. Stop by an AFFCU Financial Center or visit goaffcu.com to learn more.
Back at the Alamodome, Bobby Stotzenberg along with Greg Simmons and Andy Skelton. Let's quickly take a look at the first half highlights in this 14 all-time. We've got all 4 scores for you. The first 2 by Jaden Bailey.
Jaden Bailey, and I tell you what, remember in that first quarter, he had 153 yards rushing in 1 quarter, Bobby.
That was just the short one, the 35-yarder. Up next, you're going to see the big one from Jaden Bailey. This one, Greg, went 83 yards.
Look at the hole in that line he was able to hit, and look at the speed he has to complete this.
All still at that point. It was 14-0, but you knew the Brennan Bears were not going to go away, especially with the X factor. Avron Carter back, healthy, and Ashton DeBose knows how to use number 7 as he does right here to get Brennan on the board.
And keep in mind, look at that. That's what they had set up there because they had been threatened by that great defense, so that's the way you break it with plays like those.
And how about the 10-play 82-yard drive at the end of the half, and brother to brother. Excuse me, that wasn't brother, that was Armando Acevedo with his first catch, but it was a big one, a 12-yard touchdown.
Yeah, because of his height. That's why they chose him at 6'5".
All right, Andy Skelton is tracking down Coach Steve
got him right here, Bobby.
as we go down to the field.
All right, Coach, great job climbing back in this thing in the first half. You had some turnovers there. What was the message there at halftime to come out here and win this thing in the second half?
Well, I think it's a matter of stay the course. Like you said, we started really shaky, turnovers, a little discombobulated. Had a couple busts on the run game against 28, and he's too good to make mistakes on. So I think we've got it all, settled in. I think we got it all fixed. So like I told him, we just got to stay the course, play our game, execute, focus, and we should be fine.
All right, go get it. Good luck, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
All right.
All right, back to you guys.
That is Andy Skelton with Coach Steve Baser. You know, honestly, that was as good as I've heard his voice at this point.
I don't know. To me, it sounds like he's mid-season broken. You know what I mean? The voice, it's always tough for him. It kind of reminds you of D.W. Rutledge in a case where before the season even starts, it's hard to hear him.
Well, he's won a lot of games at Brennan. And if you got a copy of the program book, I hope you did. We hope to maybe make some of those available after the game even. It does a nice recap of the history of the programs, but the two highest winning percentages, of course, Steele and Brennan haven't been playing football as long as Judson and Smith and Valley, for example, but both of those teams really high winning percentages. They've been successful almost from the beginning of the programs. Both teams took their lumps the first year, but they've been great ever since.
What's interesting to me, people have been asking me, why did we decide to do this as a group here? And one of the big commitments we were making is trying to get more exposure for high school athletes in the San Antonio area. And by doing a triple header like this in a dome atmosphere, to give them that playoff experience, and a lot of these kids may not ever see the Alamodome in this particular case this early in the season. They hope to see it in the postseason. We wanted to showcase him because this is being broadcast all over, not just on KSAT, but on the web as well. And hopefully maybe somebody picks up an extra college scholarship they weren't looking for or not expecting. And now they have that opportunity to be highlighted.
There's certainly some great talent on the field here. And Steve Spreecher, we'll start with you. Any adjustments that you see perhaps necessary in the second half?
Well, you know, covering into Steele's sideline, I think they realized, and I think when we talked to Coach David Sines right before halftime, he realized that they need to change some things up. It can't just be Jordan Bailey, as great as he is, carrying this team, and he knew Brennan would make some adjustments, and I think that's why they went to that backup, the two quarterback system. It'll be interesting to see if they continue to do that when they come out here in the second half, but there's a lot of game left, and like I told the coach, this is the number 1 and number 2. This is exactly what we expected, and so that is tied up at 14-14 should come as no surprise. But you know, you guys were talking about the environment and just the people that, you know, the college, or excuse me, the college scouts get to see some of these high school players, but you know, the student bodies too of both of these schools are involved in this whole thing. I mean, they are down here, they've organized groups. I mean, this is an impressive showing by the fans, the student body, and the players from both of these teams.
Now that's, you know, I've been impressed by the crowds at all these games too. I mean, these have been remarkable crowds. I think a lot of people have stayed for maybe game 1 and 2 to take on game 3 just to see what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Andy, second half adjustments as you see it.
Well, the first thing Coach Baser, when he saw me before we came live, he said, we got to hang on to football. Oh, great coaches understand that. And he said, we got to settle in, we got to be ourselves. And we need a stop. That's what he said. We need to get a stop, and we got to be ourselves, come out on top of this thing, and just be us.
Steele 29 plays from scrimmage, 186 yards. Brennan 36 plays from scrimmage, 212 yards. 2 penalties, 20 yards against Steele, 4 for 30 against Brennan. The big key, Brennan, the 3 turnovers, and they're in a tie game. That tells you about how good this team is to overcome what for a lot of teams would have been a disaster. And throwing the football, 2 for 3 for Chad Warner, just 14 yards, and Vincent 2 for 2, just 3 yards. DeBose 13 of 21 already, 180 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. He's half his total from last year, Greg, in the first half of this game, but we know he's going to have impressive numbers. Jaden Bailey, 14 carries for 153 yards and 2 TDs for Steele. Jason Love leads the way for Brennan with just 5 carries and 19 yards. And brother Aaron DeBose, 7 catches in the first half, 98 yards. Avron Carter, 6 catches for 83 yards to highlight our first half stats. Still, we'll see it first here in the second half as Brennan tries an onside kick, and it is recovered by Steele. What a gutsy move, Greg, by Coach Steve Baser, but it is Jacob King that recovers it for Steele.
Yeah, he was just looking to try and get it right over the top of the line. It didn't work. Did a great job of stepping up and making the hands catch.
I know Coach David Molesky from O'Connor's watching the game right now. He probably smiled at that. That was a Molesky move there to onside kick the second half kickoff. But it backfires a bit there on Brennan, so Steele will have great field position for their first possession of the second half. And Connor Vincent back in at quarterback. He'll throw. Is caught at the 50-yard line. Spinning away is Royal Capel, and he's
into Brennan territory and up to the 39-yard line.
That's just a great move. Watch it. Yards after the catch here. Looks like he's going to get stopped. He's able to spin away from the two defenders and pick up that extra yardage. Exactly what they need to try and bounce back. After clearly I thought Brennan had the momentum going into halftime. He wanted to get something going here. Watch this. Makes a catch. Has a man. Has another man in front of him. Actually has 3 defenders. Still is able to catch up another 10 yards on that play.
Oh, back to Bailey on the ground. Headed right. Crashes inside the 35. Or lands on the 35-yard line. So Connor Vincent already has more passing yards in the second half than he did in the first half on 1 completion there.
Good point, yeah. But also got a little extra help there with the yards after the catch.
Good start here for Steele in the second half. 14 all-time. These are 2 really well-coached teams with a lot of talent. So anything can happen here in this second half. Should be a lot of fun. Vincent, a short pistol set behind it. Gives to Bailey, hit in the backfield, and he is dropped by A.J. Williams, a sophomore defensive tackle, loss of 1.
And just a great move there to try and stop that play before it ever developed or got started.
They're exactly what you said. They're getting there before you can really get the play underway. It's just
that's the only way to stop this, because look at that. The penetration out to the side after you got 2 coming in, shooting the gap there, 1 making the play.
So 3rd down here for the Steele Knights. They are 2 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. Connor Vincent looks to the sidelines. In the middle of the field. Bailey right up the middle. Bailey running strong. Bailey now carrying tacklers all the way to the 25-yard line. A gain of 11 for Jaden Bailey and a Steele Knight first down.
That was basically all his effort on that play, because he looked like he was down 5 yards in front, but it's because of his extra effort they were able to pick up the first down.
Tells you how strong he is. He's a big body back. They had some, remember Malcolm Brown, folks, Steele fans?
Sure, who doesn't? Yep.
He was a big back, and Bailey is a big back that is very strong and hard to bring down. Vincent going to throw again, misfires. Looking left side for Contreras and throws it behind him.
You mentioned Baylor, and take a look at his weight. He's 191 pounds, only 5'10", so he's got the power.
Well, a lot of old Steele Knights in the house. We speak to Malcolm Brown. I had a chance to visit with his dad for an extended period of time during the second game. He's here for all 3 games. He's still here watching the games. So, current and former Steele Knights in the building. As Bailey squirts out to the left side, has room and a first down, turns the corner, there's a flag down the season.
But I'll tell you what, that was a great block on the outside to help springing for more yards. And a lot of times wide receivers or tight ends, in this particular case wide receivers, have to make that extra move on the blocking on the outside.
Probably going to be a hold, a spot of the foul. It looked like it was around the 12, so they're going to back it up from the 12 and replay the down. You're going to have one of those weird 2nd and 4s or something like that.
Holding. Offense, number 2. 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul. Replay 2nd down.
Well, they move it back to the 23, so.
And that hold may have been actually on that end when they were trying to spring.
Yeah.
That might have been where he got the hands outside a little bit.
Yeah, you could kind of see the arms wrapped around the shoulder pads a bit. So from 2nd and 10, Greg, now to 2nd and 8. Negates 10 yards off that, what would have been a first down for Steele. Vincent to Bailey again. Pops it right. Tries to stiff arm, but too many black jerseys there. As 7 black jerseys surround Bailey. They never got him to the ground, but they stop him at the 20.
And that's the only way we're going to stop him, is getting support. You know, the first defender, the second defender makes the adjustment, makes him move, and then you have to have other people come in and wrap him up, just like that.
That looked like ants hitting that popsicle stick. Everybody going at it real hard. 3rd down.
That was a great analogy, Bobby.
3rd down and 4. In motion is Capel. Sets up in the backfield. and they'll hand it to him. Capel, right side. First carry, and it's a big one as he gets a first down inside the 10 and out of bounds at the 5. Royal Capel. We've seen him catch the ball. There he is as a running back.
And did you see how he's able to hit the outside so quickly to turn that corner and watch? Nice, and he thinks about going inside and he immediately pops to the outside and gets down almost to the 5-yard line.
That's called trusting your speed, and he did there. First and goal at the 5. Vincent hands it off. Big hole on the right side, but it closes quickly. That's Farrow with the carry. And limited to 2 yards is the closing speed of that Bear defense.
Tyler Turner, I think, got a hand in there to help slow him down.
A couple of linemen hurt, though, for Steele on that play. So, and one of them looks like it may be the center.
Injury timeout on the field. We'll take a break. This is the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road. Well-qualified buyers get 2.89% financing on all Silverado pickups. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
It's high school football time, and John Wayne is right in the middle of the action. At the end of this game, one of the players will be chosen as the John Wayne Player of the Game. Go to johnwayne.com right now and vote for the player who you think will win. Pick the correct player and you'll win 2 tickets to a 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers home game. And just for playing, you'll have a chance to win the John Wayne $10,000 home makeover package. Don't fumble. Go to johnwayne.com and vote before the end of the game.
Seth Richardson, senior offensive lineman, was able to get up, Greg, and walk off the field under his own power.
Good to see.
And so it'll be second and goal for the Knights, trying to take the lead here. What a great opening drive. They've chewed up almost 4 minutes, and they're in scoring position to take the lead. Bailey back in. Next to Connor Vincent. Vincent hands it to Bailey. Not much there as he's tackled very quickly by Oliver Arredondo.
Yeah, he did a great job of getting in there and preventing the touchdown. Wrapped him up really quickly.
Steve Spriester pointed out Makai Williams in as the H-back. They ran behind him there, but Makai blocked his guy, but someone else came through. Third and goal. And now Steele kind of milking the clock down a little bit. Want to keep Brennan off the field if they can. And score. That's the most important part now on third and goal. Vincent fumbles the snap. Up, still loose. Still loose and recovered by Brennan. What a monumental mistake there by the Steele Knights. Point blank range. Couldn't score. And then Javen Dalton recovers the fumble after a bad snap started it.
Injury timeout on the
field. Watch
field.
this again. It almost looked like it grazed Bailey on that play. That kind of knocked the ball free for just a minute. And then, as you can see, the rush to recover it in the process wrapped it up right there. But it looked like for just a split second that on that exchange, it kind of nicked the ball, knocked it loose.
It was a low snap, too, and it was hard to handle by Vincent. And he's actually, it looks like he's got a cramp right now. Looks like they're working on his calf down there on the field, so that's why there's a little pause in the play here.
You know, you think because you're playing indoors that this is not possible, but I can speak from personal experience down there. It does get hot when you're running up and down the field.
Well, interestingly, Larry Hill from Smithson Valley had stated earlier to one of our reporters that he was concerned about going from the heat to the air conditioning. This was unusual to play in this environment, and we've seen cramping anyways. And Andy, another thing we've seen today is a lot of missed opportunities in scoring positions for teams. These are
He knows that. So, you know, at the end of the day, low snap, high snap, you know, that hit him right in the hands, and you got to be able to make plays. But as far as making mistakes and having cramps, we are in week 1. Actually, we're in week 0 by the definition. So this is a brand new season for these guys. They're out here. This is the first time they played in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, guys. They scrimmaged. They played a half maybe. So conditioning is definitely going to be a factor here tonight.
That was a spoiled opportunity for the Steele Knights. A great drive that chewed up 4.5 minutes, and they got nothing out of it. So first time now for Brennan on offense as Ashton DeBose brings the Bears out to the 20. Clock running down here. DeBose snaps it with 1. Keeps it on the fake, throws behind his brother Aaron, who was open, Greg, at the 34.
Yeah, that's the scary part. He was wide open. He likes to cut in on that zone and to try and give himself some more room for yards. After the catch here, it was a nice inside fake, then the delivery of the ball, but just a little bit too low, too far away.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Bears. First drive for Brennan here in the second half. They scored on their last 2 drives of the first half to tie it at 14, including the 12-yard touchdown reception by Armando Acevedo with 3 seconds to go. Love takes the handoff, sprints up the middle to the 24-yard line. Set up a 3rd and 6. Brennan is 1 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. Of course, they had the 3 turnovers. They also 0 for 1 on 4th down conversions. Big 3rd down for the Bears. Tie game. DeBose, deep drop, deep ball. Acevedo caught midfield and out of bounds with a Bear 1st down.
Now that, you consider what's happened on the turnover. That play right there puts you back in position where you're almost in their territory, right at the 50-yard line. It needed that at that point to capitalize on that turnover.
And also, if you think about, DeBose has been throwing to his brother primarily, but he's found Acevedo the last couple of drives. So they're opening up the number of weapons that they have on this offense.
Because he's, like we talked about, he's a huge target at 6'5".
So ball at midfield for the Bears, as DeBose will hand to Love again. Love, second effort, backs ahead to the 46-yard line. That's a good 4-yard run on 1st down.
Yeah, in part, primarily they tried to strip it away and couldn't do it, and he was able to pick up extra yards because of it.
Andy, I'm seeing a nice mix here by the Brennan offense all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're starting to get the rhythm a little bit right here. They're not really trying to force too much, but that was actually a pretty good play that time by Mekhi Williams, seeing it and get to it and eliminate it before he got in the open field.
2nd down for the Bears, 6 yards to go. DeBose fires it to DeBose, and Ashton to Aaron for another Bear 1st down.
And I like the way they combine on that. He loves the inside slant like there, and it works for them.
Such a quick release, too, and they hurry to the line, and DeBose will sprint out right. He'll throw down the field. Acevedo again. No, actually, that's Aaron again. They're both really tall receivers, as Steve has pointed out a number of times. They are a tall receiving corps, and that will be another Bear 1st down.
Only 1 inch difference on them, 6'5" versus 6'4".
They've gone to a little...
Hurry up.
Yeah, they've picked up the pace at the 23-yard line. Now they slow it down, look to the sideline where they have all the posters that they hold up.
They're holding the posters up to shield the coaches from the coaches in the press box seeing the signals that they're signaling in. That's what they do there.
Love with the handoff. Nice cut. Inside the 20, stretches it to the 19.
You know, guys, I think you look at these runs, they may not seem like much when you get 3 or 4 yards, but I think it's actually kind of taken a little bit of the pass rush away from Smithson Valley and given giving DeBose a little more time back there to find his tall receivers.
Steele is a little bit on their heels for the first time.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
2nd and 6. Going to give it off to Love. Love, strong running, carries the pile inside the 10-yard line. We talked about Bailey being a strong lover. Strong runner. How about Love? Excuse me, I got Bailey and all my words mixed up, but Jason Love is a strong runner as well. That one's a bad one to mix your words up with, but Love showed his strength there.
Prior to the snap,
I think he'll be okay with it.
start. Offense, number 58.
There's worse things to be called.
Made first down.
Oh, man. But the Love brothers, one on defense, one on offense. That's Jason Love.
And Coach says he's glad they're not on offense together or not on defense together. That way he can tell them apart.
Right. Not so much for the DeBose other than the position.
Right, exactly.
A couple twin brothers. Aaron's actually a little bit taller than Ashton. That penalty makes it 1st and goal at the 15 now, folks. We're right at the 10. Back them up 5. DeBose quickly drops it off. And Aaron had nowhere to go that time as he gets maybe a yard.
Well, they got 2 defenders on him immediately.
This is a big series for the Steele defense because, as Andy was pointing out, early game conditioning is still not completely there. You don't want to be on the field too long, and they've been out there a while on this drive. These are the kind of drives that can wear you down.
Sure can.
But if they get a stop, it was worth it. Ball at the 14-yard line. Aaron DeBose comes in motion, sets up on the right side, and Ashton going to look his way, fires it to Aaron, and Aaron reaches out, crosses the end zone with the football for a Brennan Bear touchdown.
Was a perfect throw. Well executed, rifle shot, no doubt.
All those Thanksgiving playing catch, those paid off.
Watch this. He zips it in there.
DeBose to DeBose. The extra point is good. Brennan has their first lead, 21-14 Bears. 3:15 to go in the 3rd. You're watching KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, KSAT 12.
I'm Jeff Davis. When you're in a serious accident with a commercial vehicle, the big companies don't just roll over and write you a check. A big accident with a big truck means a big fight. We don't just roll over and take their first offer. We recently settled a wrongful death case for $5 million as a result of a commercial vehicle accident involving a drunk driver. So if you've been involved in a big accident with a big truck, stop what you're doing right now and call the Ford. Call me at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
At Jordan Ford, our team is here to serve you and your entire family, making the car buying process easy, comfortable, and saving your valuable time. We have cars that fit everyone's needs, whether you're into tech-savvy features or need something the whole family can travel in. Prefer to talk via text? No worries. Prefer to speak in Spanish? No problema. Our team is here to help. So bring your family in for a test drive or shop online at jordanford.com.
Another long drive by Brennan. Their last 2 drives have gone 82, and now this one 80 yards, Greg, on 10 plays, 422, and Ashton to Aaron DeBose for the 14-yard touchdown.
And more importantly, chewing up a lot of clock. Look at that, you're already at 4:22 left in the 3rd quarter. And what a momentum changer again. I mean, just getting back in this. You can see Bazer's demeanor has changed dramatically.
Yeah. Yeah, he's sweating about 20% less, but still sweating down there on the sideline, working it the entire time. But I mean, from the second quarter on, Brennan has been almost unstoppable offensively. 3 drives in a row that they've scored. Here's the kickoff. That one's going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
And I think one of the keys has been they've made adjustments and have been able to contain that running game. And to their credit, whatever adjustments they continue to make at halftime have also been able to limit those options.
Ashton DeBose at quarterback too is getting a lot more time than he did in the first half. A lot more time to make some of these passes.
And that's where we talked about those 3- and 4-yard runs on first down have made a difference for Brennan. Chad Warner, the sophomore quarterback, is back into the game for the Steele Knights. Bailey in at running back. Warner in trouble. And they heat up the sophomore and sack him. Malik Tolbert actually has the football, but they had whistled the play dead.
That was a coverage sack because he was looking for anybody open, and that wasn't the case. Watch, he comes out, cover, and then he's got 2 guys already on top of it.
Including 0, one of your favorite numbers.
And Malik Tolbert, like you said.
Dylan Avalos wears that 0 proudly. Remember Kenny Burrows, 00?
Yep.
And they outlawed the 0 in the NFL for a while. I think it might still be. Rolling right, Warner fires it low. Boy, Steele has just been out of sync offensively, other than that, the drive that they were about to score before. But if you look at about 3 or 4 of their last possessions, they've done not much other than the drive where they couldn't punch it in.
Well, I think Brennan has taken away the run. That's been one of their big problems, is force them to pass the ball.
Third down and long. Scramble. There he goes. And Warner will get the first down out of bounds.
You know, guys, I will say that I have noticed that a couple of the Steele linemen that have been over here getting their ankles retaped. I mean, they are not as healthy as they were certainly to start this ball game. I don't know if that has something to do with it. And then, the low snap that led to the turnover, their center went out the play before that, who usually makes the snaps. So, a lot of this is Brennan's defense changing things up, but Smithson Valley trying to get some parts back on their line. Or, excuse me, Steele trying to get some parts back on that offensive line.
Ball at the 42-yard line. Fake to Bailey. Warner going to throw one deep. And lots of contact there in his Steele pond. Quarterback to quarterback. Connor Vincent playing receiver. He was held, and he still makes the catch at the 20-yard line.
Great throw, great catch there, guys, right in front of me.
And it was just perfectly timed. You could not have thrown that ball any better.
And it was clear that Vincent was being held on the play as well. So that was going to be a big play no matter what.
Holding. Defense, number 5. Penalties decline. Result of the play.
And that play was only going one way. You could see Warner drop back, and he was looking for Vincent the entire way.
Right, here we go, Steve, as you bring that up. Look at that. He never took his eyes off of it. This ball was going to him no matter what, and he caught him, got behind the 2 defenders, was able to make the catch.
Warner, lots of time. Now the look out from behind as he throws it out to the left flat. Nice catch by Perez, breaks the tackle. Inside the 5 he goes for the first and goal.
That was a great move by him. Make that spin move to pick up the extra yards.
Well, I may have spoke too soon. Looks like Steele does have the offense
Injury
going.
timeout on the field.
Got to finish the deal here as we take a break with the injury timeout. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
blitz comes. Harris steps through it and busts through to the 10, to the end zone. UTSA champions for the very first time. It's time for UTSA Roadrunner football. Saturday, September 3rd, UTSA takes on the University of Houston. Let's go to 10 and fill up the dome, presented by HEB. The race is on to break the all-time attendance record. Call or text 458-UTSA or visit goutsa.com.
If you've lived in San Antonio or the Hill Country for any amount of time, then you know having a water softener is a must.
Right now, we're offering a free 90-day trial on all our Connecticut water softeners. Call today or visit us online.
ConnecticutSA.com.
From our flour tortillas to our fajitas, Las Palapas, always made fresh.
Looks like everybody's going to be okay there, as that was number 25 for Brennan. Malik Tolbert. Again, cramps. But the physical nature of these games at the Dome with 6 really good teams, and hard to get out of it completely unscathed. Still trying to tie it up here. 1st and goal. Bailey sprints to the pylon. He'll get there. Touchdown. Jaden Bailey. An extra point can tie it now.
Speed kills. Basically is what that is. He hit the outside, just outraced the defender to the pylon.
Before that, Greg, there were 3 consecutive Brennan scores, but the Knights finally answer with an extra point here.
Because they'd actually take, I thought, Bailey out of a lot of the plays here until this one, where he uses the outside instead of trying to go inside to make the score. So I thought that was a nice adjustment.
Michael Patterson on for a big extra point. And he boots it through. 21 all. Steele and Brennan, number 1 versus number 2. It doesn't get much better than this. This is the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers. Right here on KSAT 12.
Kids don't pick when they'll be sick, but when the unexpected happens, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center Stone Oak is here. Our expert team cares for kids 24/7, 365. Whether it's fever at 5, bone break at 8, or stitches at 6, we treat all of the aches and ailments that come with childhood fun. The Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center, an ER made just for kids. Kids don't pick when they'll be sick, but when the unexpected happens, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center is here. Our expert team cares for kids 24/7, 365. Whether it's fever at 5, bone break at 8, or stitches at 6, we treat all of the aches and ailments that come with childhood fun. The Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center, an ER made just for kids.
What's your daily sip? When you join our subscription at Circle K, you can grab any size coffee or fountain drink daily for just $8.99 a month. Join Sip and Save with your mobile number when you check out at Circle K. Limited time offer at participating locations.
From our flour tortillas to our fajitas, Las Palapas, always made fresh.
If you don't mean it, it's just words. Well, integrity is basically loyalty to be good when no one is watching. So you should do it because you know it's right.
Brennan and Steele knotted at 21 apiece as we look at the Knights scoring drive. Is that a little ball of duct tape on the field there as well. 6 plays, 75 yards, a $121 time of possession, and Jaden Bailey with his 3rd touchdown, Greg, tonight. All 3 scores for the Steele Knights. He's a candidate for our John Wayne Player of the Game, folks. You can still vote from now until the end of the ball game. Go to johnwayne.com, select your player. We've had a lot of votes today, a lot of winners. Go to johnwayne.com for your Player of the Game selection. Short kick. Carter with an opportunity for a return. Gets through. Carter will hit the sideline with great speed, and he will finally get knocked out by Williams. Malachi Williams had just enough of an angle to keep Avron Carter from returning that all the way, but still, Greg, a great return for the X Factor, Avron Carter.
Well, way to answer is all you can say, because had it not been for Williams, he was gone. I mean, look at this. Makes a nice move there to find that quick gap. Then he cuts back to the outside. Headers in front, as you can see, but only the speed was able to chase him down, because had he gotten past Whip, he was gone.
44 yards on that kickoff return.
It actually looked like Smithson Valley. It almost looked like Steele had him pretty well covered, and then he just made a cut between 2 guys, and they almost ended up running into each other.
Great job of Williams of basically preventing a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no question he did.
So 82 yards and 75 yards on their last 2 drives, a 47-yarder before that. Brennan scored 3 straight possessions. Can they make it 4 to take the lead? As Love goes across the formation. DeBoe's in trouble, but slips. Oh, man, his leg just gave way there. But he gets up and is okay. Scary moment there.
Somehow Jacob King just came free on that, and he just went right for DeBoe's on that one.
Rick Gillette just slipped as he escaped.
No, watch. Oh, look at that. Unblocked. You're right, Steve. No one touched him.
Big loss on the play. Sets up 2nd and long back in their side of the field. 2nd and 19. A couple of heavyweights.
1 and 2.
Fake to Love. Throw across the middle to Carter. Carter slips 1 tackle, gets caught from behind, but has a bare first down and a gain of 24 yards.
Ethan Pena prevented that touchdown right there, because otherwise he was gone.
Carter's just so fast. You give him the ball in space and he's motoring. Really a good first game performance, Greg. You can see why 1 and 2. That's going to be hard for you. Somebody's going to lose this game.
Somebody will lose this game, yes.
And you're going to have to do rankings tomorrow.
And somebody will have to be re-ranked. You're exactly right.
DeBoe's in trouble. Look out. He's going to throw this one away. It's got to get past the line of scrimmage, which it may not have.
Yeah, they're asking for intentional grounding on the Steele side, that's for sure.
I don't believe, Greg, that got past the line of scrimmage. That's the
there comes the
argument.
flag.
Here comes.
Yep. Keontae Wright was the guy in there, the right time.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 8. Ball did not make it back to the line of scrimmage. Penalty, spotted foul, lost it down.
What a huge loss there. He had the right idea. He just couldn't quite get it there.
Yeah, and he threw it off his back leg on top of it all.
Well, that makes things a lot more difficult now for the Brennan Bears. We're down to 11 seconds to go here in the 3rd. 14-0 Steele at the end of 1, 14 all at the half. 21 all, 1 all now, late in the 3rd. Signaling back to the sidelines as he's ready to throw, and they blow whistles.
It's almost like DeBose didn't expect that snap.
Yeah, I got the same impression, Steve. It looks like he was looking over the sideline for a change, and the next thing he had the ball.
Disconcerting signal. defense, number 42. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
All right, we're going to have to throw to Skelly on that one. Disconcerting signals, is that what he said?
Yeah.
You're using big words on us again, Greg.
Well, I think he's trying to disrupt the cadence. Is that what he's trying to do?
It's all about deception.
Right.
Which is
trickeration.
Yeah, if you ain't cheating, you're not trying.
Well, yeah, you can't bark the signals if you're up there on defense. Not that sound like a snap. That gives Brennan 5 yards. DeBose with time. 4-man rush, and he is looking for Love, but overshoots him. 6 seconds to go.
Aren't we all, Bobby? Aren't we all just looking for love?
In all the wrong places. You were waiting on that one, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
Threw a fastball down the middle, and Spriester went yard. 3rd down and long here. Brennan tonight is 4 for 9 on 3rd down conversion. This is a tough one. They need to get to the Steele 22-yard line. Trips to the right. Bose looks that way. Now scrambles back the other way, and there's that Steele Knight defense again.
Ran literally right into it.
I think that's the 3rd sack tonight. They put pressure all night on Ashton DeBose.
That's what they were, worried about from the get-go. And
that's the end of the 3rd quarter of play.
All right, folks, that will do it for 3 quarters of play. 1 more quarter of football left to play here at this magnificent triple header from the Alamodome. It's the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
Kids don't pick when they'll be sick, but when the unexpected happens, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center is here. Our expert team cares for kids 24/7, 365. Whether it's fever at 5, bone break at 8, or stitches at 6, we treat all of the aches and ailments that come with childhood fun. The Children's Hospital of San Antonio Emergency Center, an ER made just for kids.
If you don't mean it, it's just words. Well, integrity is basically loyalty to be good when no one is watching, so you should do it because you know it's right.
The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships, has in stock over 2,000 pre-owned vehicles located at any of our 18 pre-owned locations in San Antonio, New Braunfels, or Castroville. Choose from hundreds of manufacturer-certified cars, SUVs, and trucks. Each pre-owned vehicle includes our low posted price and our 48-hour return policy. So no matter where you live, we have a convenient location for your next pre-owned vehicle purchase. The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships.
Do you like going fast? Because I do. Hi, this is Jeb Burden with the John Wayne Service Company number 27 race car. I'm encouraging you to join the Fast Track to the Trades with John Wayne Service Company. Enroll in the John Wayne Academy for technical excellence today and change your life with a career in HVAC, plumbing, or electrical in just 90 days. Get paid to learn a trade. Take it from me. Get on the Fast Track to the Trades and call John Wayne Service Company 293-6700.
Ready for the fourth quarter. Look at this formation. Winging gate punt formation, but Brennan back to the conventional setup as Acevedo, all 6'5" of him, back to punt. Still got a pretty good rush. What a booming high punt. And it is taken at the 7-yard line and returned out to about the 17.
Great coverage on special teams that way to prevent the return after a fantastic kick.
Well, the last 2 drives from Steele have been pretty good. They turned it over on the first possession being inside the 10-yard line, and then the last one 75 yards. So it looks like the Knights have found that rhythm on offense. Steele with 299 yards of offense. Brennan with 305 yards of offense, so pretty even there, just as the score.
Warner stays in at quarterback.
Warner looks out to his right, throws to Pettis. Pettis trying to do the rest. Too many bodies to try to get through there, and he gains just 1 yard.
I thought Roy Capel did a good job at trying to get him some extra room by holding off the defender on the outside, but too many helpers, if lack of a better term, defenders were able to come in and snuff it out.
The convoy was there. I'm looking but do not see Connor Vincent as a receiver. They've used him there when Warner was in at quarterback, and Warner still in, 2nd down and 9. Fires it across the middle. Nice ball there, caught at the 25-yard line. That was the zipper there to Joe Pettis.
Looked like almost a little sidearm in it.
But he had to get rid of it. He had heat coming. As the batter was coming, he threw right behind him. That's why the receiver was wide open.
Third down.
Arizona.
3rd down coming for the Steele Knights. 21 all from the Alamodome. Game 3, final quarter of regulation. Throw inside, and that was a nice 1st down pickup as they throw underneath to Royal Capel.
Well, it had a nice zip on the ball, don't you think?
Yeah.
And to be able to put it right in there with 3 defenders.
The last couple of throws by Warner showing some confidence and really, like you said, zipping the ball in with some authority. Going to throw again. There's a flag down. He's got a receiver wide open. Blown coverage. And this will be a Steele Knight touchdown for Jalen Cooper. "69 yards.
It looked to me like Brennan just stopped when they saw the flag come down.
Defense, number 91. The penalties declined. Result of the play, touchdown.
That ended up being the cliched free play, and Chad Warner recognizing it, and I don't know how Jalen Cooper got that wide open, but he certainly did, and Steele has regained the lead.
I think there was some confusion at that point because they saw the offsides, maybe thought the play was going to be blown dead. It wasn't, and played through it. Smart move to get into the end zone.
I think you're right, Greg. I think the D-back just gave up. Thought the play was dead.
Extra point added on, and it's now Steele 28 and Brennan 21. 10:15 to go. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers. KSAT 12.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road. Well-qualified buyers get 2.89% financing on all Silverado pickups. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Do you like going fast? Because I do. Hi, this is Jeb Burden with the John Wayne Service Company, number 27 race car. I'm encouraging you to join the Fast Track to the Trades with John Wayne Service Company. Enroll in the John Wayne Academy for technical excellence today and change your life with a career in HVAC, plumbing, or electrical in just 90 days. Get paid to learn a trade. Take it from me. Get on the Fast Track to the Trades and call John Wayne Service Company, 293-6700.
Another lead change, this time Steele regained in the lead, Greg. 4 plays, 82 yards, minute 36 off the clock. And Chad Warner, the young sophomore, with his first ever touchdown pass as he goes 69 yards to Jalen Cooper.
Well, presence of mind to recognize he had a free play. Presence of mind to notice that the corners quit and didn't choke.
Yeah.
Found the guy.
Yeah. Wide open. Threw it out there and led him to the football.
You know, guys, I think we're seeing a young man grow up a little bit here, too. He seems to be throwing it with a lot more confidence and knows where he wants to go with the ball.
Well, we've seen a couple of young sophomore quarterbacks. How about Ty Hawkins earlier today for Johnson? He grew up during the game, and maybe we're seeing the same thing here with Chad Warner growing up during his first varsity football game as a quarterback. Flag down. The play clock was down to 0.
Delay game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Free kick.
Keelan Elder is back deep for Brennan, along with Avron Carter. Guys, this is going to be right now on that John Wayne Player of the Game. It is.
It's up in the air.
It's a crapshoot. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I have some ideas, but there's so many of the ideas. There's so many players that have made big plays in this game. Vote for it, johnwayne.com. It could be a lot of different players right now, fellas. Avion Farrow going to kick it from the 35 now after the penalty. Fielded at the 26-yard line, up back, good return, 40, 50, nice cutback, and normally don't see those up guys returning it so well, but that is Tristan Escobar, who's also a punt returner, so he knows what to do with it, and he takes it into night territory at the 41. So, Greg, they're down by a touchdown, and boom, big special teams play right back in business.
A good answer off a mistake, and at the same time, they're able to capitalize on it and get themselves right back in the ball game.
Let's see if they can throw another haymaker in this heavyweight fight. 28-21. Ashton DeBose brings him out. First and 10. And the flag down. Formation, I believe, again.
Knights were signaling it before the whistle blew.
Offense number 10. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's who he was pointing at.
Well, the wide receivers moved a bit there after being set at the line of scrimmage. Move forward. First and 15, DeBose hands it to Love. Love back to the original line of scrimmage. Guys, this is going to come down to probably a turnover or
stop,
a special teams type mistake or play. I mean, this is really anybody's game, as DeBose is going to run it. Hadn't done it a whole lot, not tonight, but this time he does and loses 2 yards.
Great pursuit on that play from behind. He really not had a chance to get going. Number 88, Alec Sainz-Norris, did a great job.
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more over the top with Brennan. Andy, there must be something defensively that they're seeing that prevents them from wanting to do that.
They're playing 2 deep safeties. I mean, they've been having over the top of the coverage there. So
third down, DeBose. A very conservative play as he hands to Love. I guess they thought, Greg, they would fool him by running the ball on 3rd and long, but it didn't fool the Knights. They were ready for it.
It looks like, for whatever reason, the Knights have got some life back up on defense.
Yeah,
now.
Exactly.
I think Brennan thinks this is 4-down territory. I think they're going to go for it here.
Well, you got Dante Payton and Jalen Jones, those 2 big defensive tackles that really stuffed the middle most of the night, and they've picked up the pace here in the 4th quarter.
Might be a pooch punt here.
That's exactly what it is. Brennan hoping for a roll, but it hits. Or did it hit him? I think they're going to have to say it was down at the 21. It looked like it hit Aaron Carter, but the ball goes forward to the 7-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. Yeah, it did
bring
hit
it
him.
back. Yeah.
I thought it hit him.
Coming back to the 20.
Well, Andy, you were an offensive line coach. This is that moment for the Steele Knights. You dig in right now and try to make first downs running the football with the lead.
Yeah, you want to win first down right here. We talked about that in both of the other games. When you get in the situation, go ahead and get you 3, 4, 5 yards on first down. Get yourself into second and mid. Stay out of third and long. And move the chain, turn the clock.
Chad Warner in for another series at quarterback. Hands to Bailey. Big hole on the right side. And there goes Jaden Bailey again.
Got a flag down.
A foot race. Bailey gone. 80 if it stands. Flag back at the 27.
That came in from the back, Judge. I think this is going to come back, Bobby.
The body language suggests so, as everybody walks back.
And nobody on Steele's celebrating. No.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
That's why he was able to get to the outside so fast.
David Signs, hat off now. Headset off, hat off. Not happy with that outcome, and Bailey will have to come out for a breather after that sprint. And so Avion Farrow is the running back now. 1st and 10. Again, I guess the spot of the foul was the 30-yard line. Now they're backing it up. Back from the line of scrimmage, so that'd be 1st and 20. Big difference.
Yeah, once he hit that corner, you saw the back judge throw the flag, and now Signs is not happy about the spot.
Warner with a 2-back set. Hand it off. Some room to the right. Another carry for Capel. He had a big one earlier. That's a pretty good one there. Gain of 12 out to the 22.
Good makeup. Very good makeup to get to the outside once again, using the speed.
Yeah, he's a speed runner. He's not.
Watch. He looks like he's going to cut to the inside. Snaps out to the outside. Does a great job. Nice stiff arm to get some extra yardage in it.
When you're able to get the edge on the Brennan defense, you're pretty fast. Warner looking to throw, has a man open, and once again it's Capel. He'll catch it at the 40-yard line.
We got a flag.
Another flag on the near sideline, way out in front of Coach Bazier, down here at the 27-yard line. Still saying it's against Brennan.
Yep.
As we will hear from referee Tom McAfee.
An eligible receiver downfield.
Well,
offense number 72. 5-yard penalty, previous spot. Second down.
Yeah, Coach Bazier was laughing, so I didn't think it was on Brennan.
Well, I saw Steele guys saying, hey, go ahead and huddle up. Let's go. Let's get lined up. You were wrong.
They got the wrong memo.
That's 2 really big penalties, Greg.
Well, and this is what's going to decide this game. Some factor, be it turnover, penalties. It's just too tight, too equal.
If you're Brennan, you try to get the football.
Now 7 penalties, 55 yards against Steele. Second down. Oh, another flag.
Yeah, Vincent was in at receiver and he took off. I think he was fooled by his own quarterback there.
Offense number 6. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Andy's that first game fatigue starting to play the mind game?
Well, you know, I mean, Connor Vincent hadn't been in the game, so I don't think he's too fatigued. That's lack of focus. And he's supposed to be watching the football as a receiver. The receivers don't listen to the snap count. He got to watch the football. So that's just a mental error.
So second down and long now. 2nd and 18. Warner in trouble. Ball came loose, but still has recovered it. The big fella bailed him out. That is Seth Richardson. He went out of the game earlier, Greg, with an injury. He's back in and bails out his sophomore quarterback with a fumble.
Being this deep in their own territory, you cannot afford a turnover, not with this kind of a game.
Chad Warner going to throw it again up the left side, and another flag. Wow.
Going to have procedure right here.
I know as a former coach, this is driving you crazy, Andy, when you have this many penalties. And
Before the snap.
And again.
Ball start, offense, number 3. Never got set before the snap. 5-yard
If you're
penalty,
Brennan right here,
third down.
you got to light this young quarterback up.
I say you bring pressure right now. You have a chance maybe for a turnover or a safety or something big.
Now's the time.
These are receivers that are jumping off sides for Steele.
And we talked about that. That's unexcusable.
Is this worth a timeout right now for David Sines? You got the lead. Settle your guys down, perhaps. Third 22. Warner in trouble. Look out from behind. Doesn't see it. Oh, he's hit and fumbles. Was picked up by Brennan. And the Bears have recovered.
There you go.
To the 6-yard line. Greg, you never saw him.
Exactly what we were talking about. You had to protect the ball, backed up this deep, penalty plagued at this time, not focused, and then that happens.
Malik Tolbert comes up with the recovery, and the sophomore quarterback, Warner, never saw the defender pursuing him from behind.
Take another look. Watch. He's looking for his receiver. He changes just about now. He decides to run with the ball. Still looking, but never sees the pursuing defender who knocks it out of his hands.
And your favorite player, Wakil Mateen, strips that ball loose.
I'll tell you what, man. It's a matter of time. They kept backing up. And Brennan is too good of a defense with too much speed not to take advantage of something like that.
Well, there's no replays in high school football, but he was slightly close, Greg, on our replay.
Arm was going forward?
Yeah, the arm was kind of cocked there. It was close.
That was a fumble.
Brennan hurries out. They better take a timeout. Yeah, Coach Bazier not happy. He had to burn a timeout. The offense wasn't ready.
Brennan.
As when they take a timeout, we'll break it with them. This is the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
Labor Day savings at Universal start now, San Antonio. Beat the crowds and get huge savings on the vehicle you want.
We have new cars and trucks arriving daily and a huge selection of pre-owned. Hurry in now to get pre-owned cars for payments of just $89. Trucks and SUVs for $149 payments. Plus, get well over book value for your trade and easy financing.
Our huge Labor Day sale at Universal Toyota starts now, so get here fast.
Home of the real deal.
I-35, inside loop 1604.
My husband was killed in a car accident while he was on the job. The job didn't want to take responsibility for it and help me. I called the force because of the ads I saw on television. Jeff and his team started helping me right away. Jeff settled my case and I received a confidential amount. Although the money won't bring my husband back, it did allow me to take care of my kids now that he's gone.
So if you've been in a car or truck wreck, call me at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
After the timeout, it's first down and goal. DeBose under center. Little power football here. Handoff, stretch play, and a flag flies. That was a vicious tackle on Wakil Mateen. He was trying to get the edge.
That play was blown up at the beginning because of the penetration. Wasn't going to happen.
Well, Mekhi Williams, I mean, he tracked it down from the backside. He's a dude in his own right.
Holding. Offense number 55.
That is killer, Greg.
It's just, especially this late in the game where we haven't had a lot of penalties, and now you're this close, and all this starts to fall apart on you, and you're in the perfect position to tie the game.
Going to be tougher to do now. It's first and goal still, but the ball back to the 17. Steele's big turnover has given Brennan this chance. DeBose throws it up. Tall receiver. Savannah couldn't come up with it.
Slightly overthrew it because he was behind the two defenders. He had the height advantage. Ball was just a little bit overthrown.
Second down. Clock stops with 5:44 to go. Anybody's game still, but the Knights lead it by 7. Empty the backfield now for Ashton DeBose. Trips right. DeBose scrambling back to his left. Scramble drill. Pumps. Stops. Finds room inside. All the way down to the 2-yard line goes Ashton DeBose. I like it. He's got good brakes.
He got good brakes and a good accelerator.
He was trying to go outside, and he just slams the brakes and finds room inside.
He's looking to throw first, obviously. That's covered. Now he looks to throw again. Now he's I got to run it, and he gets a great blocking, a good adjustment.
Under center, bootleg right, wide open Carter, touchdown. Fake the handoff left, bootleg it right, release Carter, easy score.
Well, that was perfect. Did you see how they made him bite on that for at first, release him out of the backfield? Here he goes. That's why he's wide open. Nobody picked him up.
Now an extra point to try to tie it. It is through. There's a flag down, probably offsides. It is 28-28. Brennan will decline that. 5:04 to go. 28 all between number 1 Brennan and number 2 Steele. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, right here on KSAT 12.
Mark, I trust your Jordan Ford brand as I travel and eat my way all across the Lone Star State.
I've seen you do it, David. And you know, with your great menus and Jordan Ford's menu pricing, what a combo.
Absolutely. In fact, talking about menus, let's go try some right now.
Let's go do it.
We know the sacrifices you make for a better, brighter future. We know it's never too late to reach your goals. That's why we're here, with classes and training to help you get there. From no-cost textbooks and loaner laptops to your own personal success team, we create an affordable learning experience that's made for you so you can make the most of your future. Visit alamo.edu to get started.
Come to Las Palapas and enjoy the lunch specials for only $8.99. Mama Ruth's Flauta, chicken soup, Al Carbon salad, cheese enchiladas, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Las Palapas, always made fresh.
We're knotted up again, 28 all. That was a short drive set up by the fumble recovery by Malik Tolbert, 7 yards, 3 plays. It was a little tougher than that because of the penalties, Greg, but
it just
the 3-yard pass, DeBose to Carter.
It's amazing how good all of these games have been today, how tight they've been, except for the first half with Judson and Johnson. But after that, just to see both, well, in this fact, all 3 games, be so good.
Here's the kickoff from the Brennan Bears. Caught backpedaling. Perez from the 15 and takes it out to the 30. So Steele will start at the 31 here, Greg, with 4:56 to go. The ideal situation here is just to go down and grind the clock all the way down and score to win it, but easier said than done.
And it might be a case of attrition here because these games have been running so long, so tedious, and it's very physical. Might have to wait to see who survives this.
Yeah,
I don't know, Steve, what it looks like on your there, but still, there's a bunch of guys who are over here on the ground getting stretched out, still trying to work off those cramps.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's the same thing over here. Both teams really into it. A lot of teams, you know, a lot of excitement on both sidelines right now.
Warner and at quarterback, Bailey the running back. Fumble. Oh, whoa. Recovered by Royal Capella, and Steele is really, Greg, they've lost focus offensively.
Yes, they have. And they're very lucky that didn't cost them right there. Let's take a look at it here. Snap. Oh, I see.
Did it hit the guy in motion?
It looked like, well, I didn't see it hit the guy in motion. It hit somebody because it never got to the quarterback.
Yeah, it hit the motion guy.
Yeah.
Snap was too early.
Loss of 2. Chad Warner. Shotgun snap. Scrambles right. Fires it. Almost picked off. The diving attempt there by Tristan Escobar. He almost had it. He saw that one coming. And the sophomore may have telegraphed that.
I was just going to say, I don't think he looked off anybody.
Well, Warner had 3 guys in his face. Black jerseys barreling down on.
That'll do it too. There you go. He does look off for a second, but now he's forced with pressure.
Watch the effort here.
Yeah. Great effort.
Still taking a lot of time, and they're going to burn a timeout. We'll take it with them. This is the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
First time out of the
KSAT
second
12.
half.
With Kroger's refrigerated trucks. Our friendly delivery pros are now bringing fresh groceries at great prices to your area. Order online and we'll bring it fresh every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Still after the timeout with a 3rd down and 12. Bobby Stotzenberger along with Greg Simmons, Andy Skelton, and Steve Spriester from the dome. Warner. That route was dropped.
That was very dangerous.
Nearly a lateral, and
that could have been a lateral fumble recovery. That was very dangerous.
Keelan Elder stepped in front of it. Had he been able to pick it off, that would have been an easy pick 6. But still, will have to punt with just 4:03 to play in the game.
Oh, wow. You see that? Easily being picked off to the house.
I tell you what, Bobby, there's still a lot of time for the Brennan Bears.
Lots of time, and 2 timeouts for each team. Special teams trying to get set here for Steele. They're going to end up, well, they got it snapped. No. I was going to say.
Another mental mistake.
I see the penalty coming, but they nearly got it off.
Before the snap, delay game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Smithson Valley early today. 14-13 over Reagan. Judson over Johnson 46-43 in overtime. 28 all here in game 3. Avrion Farrow to punt for Steele. Bad snap, but he gets over and fields it. And a fair catch called for at the 46-yard line by Brennan's Tristan Escobar. So Greg, great field position here.
Yeah.
A chance to go for perhaps for the win.
Yep, sets him up. Can use that clock in your favor. Get down there, get yourself set for a score.
What's that?
You know, their success though has been throwing the football. So maybe a passing game that runs clock, the short passes underneath, but 282 yards passing for Brennan, just 44 yards rushing. Ashton Ashton DeBose has thrown 4 touchdown passes. He's going to throw again. Sliding grab by Aaron DeBose.
Oh, they say he caught it.
Yep. At the 45, gain of 9. Kind of Bell Brothers stats out on that. Wasn't a good throw, but it was a good catch. They quickly come up 2nd and 1. Greg, they're burning that clock. This is very
on purpose.
much,
Yep.
This is very much intentional. 2nd and 1. DeBoe's going to keep it. Finds room. First down. DeBoe still free. Now dragging. Guys, this is the #1 passer in San Antonio, running the football like a big fullback all the way.
Inside Nick Cannon's life as a father of 10.
Hey.
What the moms think, and are more kids on the way?
You would be safe to bet on 3 in 2022.
Then Sly Stallone steps out for the first time since his split. Was the family dog the breaking point?
How do I wash it?
Plus, Britney's back. Details on her just released duet with Elton John.
We are like #1 in 40 countries.
Then Ben Affleck's best friends spill wedding details.
Jennifer Lopez sang a song.
It is honestly one of the 10 sweetest, most precious.
Nice little shuffle move inside, and DeBose is forward, Greg, for a gain of 7.
And that's why they're doing this. They're using the clock in their favor. They know they're going to get at least 5 yards out of it. They're getting closer every moment. This is all by design.
2nd down and 4. And again, clock burning. This is kind of one of those, we're either going to score and win it here at the end,
right,
or the worst case scenario is overtime. You kind of can't lose. At least you can't lose in that situation if you're Brennan, provided you don't turn the ball over. And still, I don't know, do they start thinking about timeouts the way this pace is going? 2nd down, flip it to Carter. Carter trying to get outside, breaks a tackle. Great effort. There's a flag down.
Yeah, I think you might have a holdout on the corner here.
I think they're out of field goal range right now, Greg.
And if you're Brennan, you got to keep the ball in bounds. You cannot get out of bounds. You can't do the penalties. Your clock is your friend.
Offense, #3. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Made 2nd down.
Now you're definitely out of field goal range.
Yeah. Down and distance obviously matters, but I think it matters less to Brennan than 95% of high school football teams, because they just have so many weapons and they can throw the ball so well. And if you watch the body language of Ashton DeBose, it doesn't seem like any of this
bothering him a bit. Nope.
Phased him at all.
Nope, not a bit.
Are you surprised Steele's not using timeouts now?
I am.
That's a belief in your defense to make a stop right here. Deep drop, screen, caught by Love. Love with room and a blocker in front. Sets it up at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Love cuts it back and scores. 38 yards for the lead.
This is just what they wanted to do on this play. Watch as it develops. Watch as he has the instinct to cut back. Here we go. He's looking right at him. He's set up. Great block to free him on the right-hand side. Another great block, and then off he goes. He's got nothing but the end zone. 2 great blocks to break him.
Jason Love from Ashton DeBose, blocked, extra point. And so the lead is 34, not 35, Greg, 34-28, which
the door is still open.
We'll keep it here, folks, as
You know, you guys.
107 to go. What a fun game, folks.
What a game. And what I noticed on that replay and what I noticed during the play for Brennan is just how calm, cool, and collected Ashton DeBose was on that screen pass. He let the guys get to it, and they just flicked it out to his running back who took it in for the touchdown.
Look at the fatigue on these guys down on the bench. That
just trying to stay loose right now, you know.
But DeBose, he allowed the rush. They set it up. Great blocking out front. And then
another one.
Yeah, Greg, he allowed the blockers to set up for him.
And that, you know what? Very instinctive of him to do that. He did not run his block.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say their names. That was 58, Ashton Williams, and 61, Matthew Palominos, out front, the big old offensive linemen that were able to get in the way out there and spring him for the touchdown.
Incredible, guys.
We still got time left.
You do. And you got dangerous weapons on that Steele side. Ashton DeBose now 316 yards passing and 5 TDs. That scoring drive was 54 yards in 4 plays. And in 4 plays, Greg, they managed to use 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Line drive kickoff fielded by Perez. And wrestled out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
Good clock management, just what they wanted to do. And it's amazing how they use his legs to run the clock, and then at the same time uses on-target passing. And, again, great blocking.
Andy, Steele's been disheveled the last couple of drives, but they still have a shot here.
They got 2 timeouts. They got 1 minute left. And let's see if they bring their sophomore back in. If they go back to Vincent Connor here, looks like sophomore is going to be coming back out. Same with him to the end here.
All right, Chad Warner. Talk about a chance to be a hero. Sophomore quarterback. 68 yards away. Pressure coming. He'll throw it across the middle. It's caught at the 45-yard line. Look out. Down the sideline goes Capel. Race. Oh, he's knocked out at the 14-yard line.
Holy cow.
This is incredible. Did you ever see that coming?
Royal Capel. We've seen the speed on the little sweep plays.
Yeah.
But
watch right here.
Last second decision.
And he even bobbled it a little bit. Still is able to break free. Almost got into the house. One guy.
48 seconds to go.
Levi Dashney.
And a timeout taken.
Brennan takes the timeout.
Second timeout of the second half.
I wanted to give credit. It was Ryan Love there. I mean, very, very, very good move on his part to cut him off.
I mean, how big have extra points been today?
Yeah, and all the games.
All of them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
My goodness. Well, Steve, this is my first broadcast with you doing football. You picked the right game, my friend.
I think I did, and you know, you put it so well, Bobby, when you said that this is a chance for this young man to step up, the quarterback Warner, and he literally stepped up and made that throw, scrambling around, and yeah, I mean, once he hit the corner, I thought he was gone, but my question was, is it good he went out of bounds, and this is kind of Steele can run this down and kind of give Brennan no time?
Perhaps, Andy, and a sophomore quarterback, that's confidence from Coach David Sines.
Yeah, he did a great job stepping up in the pocket and finding the open receiver right there.
Yeah, Love saved the day, too.
Chad Warner takes the snap. They're going to, on the ground, once again, is Capel. Capel had the big catch, now the big run, now the big scrum, and he's up to the 5-yard line. And I'm a little surprised David Sines ran that fast to take the timeout, but he did. Wanted a timeout and got it with 38 seconds to go.
Second timeout of the second half.
Down to the wire.
What a game.
And an extra point could decide this. Once again, great move by his part to break free the first tackle right at the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders on him. Make it 6 at the last second. He's still on his feet before going down.
And I think Royal Capel has suddenly inserted his name into the conversation.
Obviously, yes. And there was a missed tackle on that play. I don't know if y'all saw it on the replay. Number 20 coming in there from on a corner blitz, had a shot to get him down, Deion Tovar, and didn't wrap him up.
Guys, young Chad Warner has come in, and I think he's played roughly half this game at quarterback. 9 of 14, 205 yards, and a TD.
You know, I just want to make an observation here since I'm looking at this from behind the play. I'm down here by myself. There's only one guy down here with me, and that's the kicker. And he's working on his extra point stroke right now in case it comes to that.
It could.
Yeah.
But you got to punch it in here if you're Steele. You only have, by burning that timeout here, Greg, you almost got to, if you're going to run the ball, you kind of have to set up 2 plays here. Now, you do have a chance to make a first down and perhaps spike the ball to conserve time. But here we go. Warner in at quarterback, Bailey the running back. 2nd and 1. Oh. Talk about an untimely penalty.
Wow. Didn't need that.
False offense, 51. 5-yard penalty.
That was the center.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was the center.
Please reset the game clock to 38 seconds. 38 seconds.
Andy, how do you get a false start on the center? Move the ball?
It happens, yeah. Simulate the snap.
2nd and 6. Warner throws one up. Incomplete. Intended for Jalen Cooper. 3rd down. That 5-yard penalty, they were going to run the ball for the first down.
Absolutely.
And that was what was going to happen until the penalty.
Pass a little too high.
Changes the strategy.
Yep.
You need 6 yards for a first down. You need 10 yards to tie the game.
You got 35 seconds.
And 1 timeout.
And the clock is winding here. We're going to be under 5 in the play clock here.
Better hurry. Warner doesn't see it, still has to.
They got to burn it.
Wow, that's huge.
Andy, there's no way that David Sines wanted to use the timeout there, but he had to.
Yeah, and I tell you, I don't know, the little use the word discombobulation a lot. I'm just going to say a little confusion. Seems like, you know, they're in the rhythm, now they're backing up on the penalty, and it's just, I think Coach Sines decided to go ahead and take it. You're down here in scoring position to win this thing, let's get it right. I don't think it was a bad timeout.
I guess you could still get a first down and spike it because there's enough time to do that, but do you have to go into the huddle here, Andy, with come in with basically 2 plays ready?
Yeah, you could have a 2 play, absolutely.
So Greg didn't get a first down at the 4.
Yeah, then you got to spike it fast.
35 seconds is still a lot of time.
Yeah, they got time. It's got to be in a hurry.
Brennan. Sprint out Warner. Throws it. Open. Caught. Oh, fumble! Out of bounds. It was caught by Capel, who's been the big playmaker in this 4th quarter. Then he fumbles it out of bounds.
Wow.
With 26 seconds to go, and it's going to come down to a 4th down play.
Looked like he's going to get the first down.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He almost had the first down there.
Now they don't have any timeouts, so you got to have a play ready. It's 4th down. 11 yards, you got to score. You know, the game's over.
Got to go into the end zone.
Coach telling them back up.
They don't look like they're ready. I mean,
5 seconds play clock. Oh, they reset the play clock.
That's interesting. Warner, deep drop, scrambling, still scrambling, throws, caught. Oh! Caught by Royal Capel with 18 seconds to go.
Oh my goodness! What an ending, and the drama is still here.
by 7.
Yeah, look at that. Scrambles out of trouble, gets out in the open, and look at where he puts his throw. Right between 2 defenders.
Wow.
And now Capel is very compelling for your player of the game.
Extra point. Up.
Got it.
Good. Michael Patterson gives Steele the lead. 35-34. Did we ask earlier, how do you top this?
Well, we figured it out. I think you guys are 3 for 3 tonight.
By the way, guys, I know this comes as no shock, but down here on the Steele sideline, they are just swarming Chad Warner, sophomore quarterback, who made a heck of a throw right there at the end, Greg. As you said, he's threaded the needle there to get the winning touchdown.
And he's a sophomore.
Yes.
Guys, I mean, but it was Royal Capel who caught it. I mean, those two are clearly the leading candidates.
I don't see anybody. Well, I see other people involved, yes, but not if it ends up this way. Look at this. Watch this. It's just great. He dodges 2 defenders, rolls out, presence of mind. Look, he just threads it right. It couldn't have been thrown any better than that.
By the way, folks, all 3 games are going to be decided by 4 points or less, or 3 points or less. And also, the 2 guys that just made those plays, a sophomore quarterback, Chad Warner, a sophomore receiver, Royal Capel.
Hey, we still got 18 seconds left, though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, what's happened today?
Tough call on the player of the game. Squib kick. Picked up. Nowhere to go for Tristan Escobar. And Ashton Bose has a timeout in 14 seconds.
And did you see his teammates telling him, go down, go down, stop the clock, go down?
I don't know, guys. I feel like you almost have to, if it turns out Steele's favor, you kind of almost have to go with the quarterback because he's been the...
I think you do. Yeah. I mean, I think you have to give it to the young man. I mean, you said he could step up and be a hero, Bobby, and boy, did he ever.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, as a sophomore, that just keeps ringing back into my head about this. He's able to do this, and under that pressure, they knew they were trying to rattle him, and he was able to keep his cool, roll out, and find it.
But here's the experienced quarterback trying to change things. Going to fire one across the middle. It's caught with 9 seconds to go. They can spike it. They still have a timeout. Ball at the 42. Can they spike it?
Clock's running.
Clock, you better spike it. The referee hadn't set the ball. There's the spike. The referee did not set the ball.
Right.
Yep. Steele got...
And they were still moving the chains, too.
Brennan kind of got robbed of some time there.
They absolutely did.
Yeah, they should have. If you would have known it was going to take
seconds.
Yeah, if you knew it was going to take that long, you would have called a timeout.
And still, I mean, Brennan does have a timeout. You might as well use it here and set up the play you want. Guys.
Yeah, Basil's still in the official's ear, man.
They really, honestly, they should put about
they need to fix
5 or 6 seconds.
I put 5, yeah, easily 5.
And he's getting, okay, there's a timeout. Coach Bazier, guys, what he was arguing here is...
Well, did you see the official pick up the football?
Yeah, if you have 8 seconds versus 2, you might have 2 plays versus 1 left.
That's his argument right there.
They haven't changed a thing, though, so it's going to come down to the final. And, Steve, you've talked all day about these tall receivers for Brennan. This isn't over, guys.
Hey, Coach Bazier was trying to get the White Hat to come talk. White Hat's ignoring him, and Bazier is P.O.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, the same thing, Andy. He is over there trying to get some explanation on what happened. And, the referee's not even coming over to talk to him.
That wouldn't be exchanging recipes.
No.
Oh, he's got a recipe, all right, Coach. Made for cable and podcast.
Oh, man.
And he's got a legit, I mean, that's a legit That's a big deal.
Steele.
Because the ball wasn't set.
Well, he picked it up. Right. The clock's running.
Right.
6 seconds on the game clock.
Oh, they put 6 seconds on.
All right.
Okay. All right. You got his argument made.
There you go.
Should have been 6 more, but anyway, like it should be 8 instead of 6 in my opinion. But 6 seconds it is. Doesn't change a lot. This is going to be the final play. The Bows going to set up. Going to chunk one deep. Tip. And incomplete. And the Steele Knights have held on.
Got a flag play, Bobby. Down here on the Brennan sideline.
Flag down.
Player down as well.
Ineligible receiver. Offense. The penalty decline. Game over.
What a dramatic game, folks. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a moment. This is the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.
It doesn't matter how big the company is. It doesn't matter what excuses they're making. We'll get you justice. Always remember, Gamez law fights.
Let's go, Gunslingers. Let's go, baby.
The Rate Preferred MasterCard from Credit Human is almost like magic. Unlike other cards, its unbelievably low rate on balance transfers doesn't expire, so it helps to make your financial stress disappear. You also get a consistently low rate on every purchase you make. It's accepted worldwide, comes with extended warranty and price protection features, and MasterCard's world-class fraud protection. Master financial stress and build more slack with the Rate Preferred MasterCard from Credit Human.
Create the home of your dreams and enjoy the biggest savings during the Living Spaces Labor Day event. The latest styles are waiting, and free next-day shipping brings them to you fast. It's time to refresh your living room, elevate your dining room, make over your bedroom, and bring personality everywhere. Plus, get special financing for 60 months on any purchase with your good credit. Celebrate the start of a new season only at the Living Spaces Labor Day event.
Living Spaces.
Now open in Cibolo.
From humble beginnings to esteemed personal injury attorney, through it all, Joe A. Gamez remembers his origins. Nothing has changed. Just remember, Gamez Law fights.
All right, let's go down to the winning coach, David Steins.
5:34, Steele with the win. Coach, you said you would know what kind of team you had early in this game. What does this game tell you? Have you ever been in a game like this before?
A couple years ago against New Braunfels, kind of the same kind of scenario, but extremely proud of the way they fought. We had a lot of experience coming back and forth ball game against a great opponent. I'm just happy it turned out the way it did.
Are you happy that you had the ball when you did and that you had a chance?
Well, just as long as we had a chance. You get 1 minute on the clock, and our offense went out and executed. And we saw some times early in the game where we executed extremely well, and other times we did not. So I'm extremely proud of the way they did that last minute.
Last play. Sophomore quarterback steps up and throws it to a sophomore receiver. I mean, that's some young men growing up, is it not?
Oh, of course. We know that sophomore class has some talent there, and he made some play with his feet as a quarterback, and then the catch in the end zone. That's just couldn't have drawn it up better, I guess.
Guess we're gonna have to re-rank the KSAT 12 top 12 after this.
It's a marathon, like I told the guys all at the beginning of the day today. It's a marathon to get through your whole season, and then we're just excited that we had to turn out the way it did.
Coach, let me give you the KSAT Pigskin Classic Champions Ball. We're going to get it signed and get it in a glass case for you. But right now I want to talk a little bit more with my friend Andy over here with the player of the game who really grew up.
Yeah, Chad Warner.
Well, hey, Chad Warner, sophomore, first of all, how much fun, man?
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed playing football a lot with my teammates and my coaches, and
we go and train every day and we get better and win.
I tell you what, take me through that last pass where you thread the needle.
But like it was a seam play, and I rolled out and I saw my guy come across the middle, and so I threw it. He caught it, got his feet in, and we won the game.
There you go, young man. You are a John Wayne player, service company player of the game. Put that on for us. Congratulations, super sophomore, ladies and gentlemen.
Andy, I got to tell you, what a game this was. Congratulations to the Steele Knights and the Brennan Bears for putting on quite a show in this. And Greg and Bobby, let's send it back up to you. I mean, this is what a fitting way to end what has been a great triple header of games here inside the Alamodome.
It has been a great day. Our thanks tonight to KSAT Vice President General Manager Phil Lane, Executive Producer of the pre- and post-game shows Daniel Villanueva, Executive Producer of the halftime shows and Director Jeff Saldana, Executive Producer of game broadcast tonight Eric Enriquez, Jay Riley, Bobby Stotzenberger, Director of Technology Frank Daniels, Assistant Director of Technology Dave Tarr, Graphics Henry Keller, Creative Services Director David Cuccio, Scott Chiatani, Marty Williams, all the photographers, all the engineers, all the staff at TSP. Thank you very much from the Alamodome. The Night Beat is next.
Live from KSAT 12, the Night Beat starts right now.
Demands for action on gun safety laws. That was the motivation behind today's March for Our Lives rally outside the state capitol.
Yeah, dozens from the Uvalde community coming out to demand action from the governor. 3 months after a gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers, the families want more to be done.
The Night Team's Garrett Berger breaks down the changes they want to see.
It's time to set aside politics and act.
Speaking to a crowd outside of the Texas State Capitol, family members of the Robb Elementary shooting victims demanding Governor Greg Abbott call a special session for the purpose of raising the age to purchase AR-15 style rifles from 18 to 21.
It is time to stop using mental issues as an excuse for these mass shootings, when in reality it's making easy access for teens to purchase ARs.
Teens like the 18-year-old now deceased shooter. Records show he bought 2 rifles legally.
Not everybody agrees on an assault weapons ban, but that's why we want to reach a compromise, meet in the middle, and raise the age to 21 to buy an assault weapon.
Survivors and family from other mass shootings were in attendance too, including from the 2018 Santa Fe high school shooting, where 10 people died.
We've been in this fight, and Greg Abbott, I'm asking you to do something. You sat us at a round table, you promised a bunch of things to us, and you failed us.
Some speakers also talked of enhanced background checks. And there weren't just calls for Abbott to act, but also for people to act with their votes in the upcoming governor's race. The governor's office did not return a request for comment by deadline.
The consequences of the shooting are still being felt as families seek accountability. On Wednesday, the Board of Trustees for the Uvalde School District fired Police Chief Pete Arredondo, who was widely blamed for the law enforcement response to the shooting. In the newsroom, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
A man is in critical condition tonight after San Antonio police say he was shot multiple times during a road rage incident on the northwest side. The shooting happened around 5 p.m. on Culebra Road and Loop 1604. San Antonio police say the driver of the Toyota Camry was stuck behind a pickup truck. The Toyota driver allegedly got out and fired several shots at the truck driver before driving off. EMS took that person to the hospital, and police are still looking for the suspect.
5 juveniles, 3 adults now in Bexar County jails tonight following a series of shootings in Converse. BCSO officials say it started when deputies checked out a home on Estrid Trail after reports of several overnight shootings. When deputies were able to get inside, finally, they arrested the 3 adults and 2 juveniles. 2 more juveniles were arrested on the side of that home. Officials say the last juvenile made it inside a nearby Walmart, which had to be closed so they could evacuate it as a precaution. He was eventually arrested. Officials say no one was injured at any of those shootings, and several guns were confiscated at each of the scenes.
Well, San Antonio police are trying to determine if a shooting inside a Southside home was a crime or perhaps an accident.
Yeah, they say a woman suffered a gunshot wound to her head during a struggle over a gun. It all happened on Ivy Ridge Lane near Palo Alto Road.
As Katrina Weber reports, police are questioning her boyfriend.
Outside a home in the 3000 block of Ivy Ridge Lane, San Antonio police try to figure out their next move. They're waiting to learn more about what happened inside right around 9 this morning. They say what they know is that a woman in her 40s was shot and that a man, her boyfriend, was the only other person inside the home with her. Both of them focused on grabbing a gun on a bed.
Police say they still have a lot of questions for the man who lives in this house, but they say right now it appears the couple was struggling over a gun when it went off. The woman was hit in the front of her head.
She was rushed to a hospital where doctors worked to save her life. Officers took the boyfriend, also in his 40s, into custody while they waited to determine what charges, if any, he would face. Neighbors told us they never noticed any trouble between this couple. But depending on what police find out, there could be legal troubles for one of them. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio police are investigating the death of a man who was hit and killed by a freight train on the west side. Police responded to the scene around 6:30 a.m. near South Sabinas and Saltillo streets. Witnesses told police the man was lying on the tracks when the train came. Several intersections were blocked off while crews worked to clear that scene. No other injuries were reported.
A woman facing charges in connection to leaving the scene of a fatal crash from earlier this year. 29-year-old Mercedes Haynes now charged with failure to stop and render aid, resulting in death. That crash happened back on January 23rd. San Antonio police say 30-year-old Mariano Lugo was riding a motorcycle and ignored the red light at the intersection of South Cross Boulevard. Lugo crashed into a Honda. The security camera footage showed from a nearby grocery store that captured the aftermath of that crash. It showed Haynes with 4 other people gathering items from inside that vehicle and taking off. Haynes' bond set at $40,000.
Well, people across our community are on their way to better health after participating in the inaugural Be Well Texas Free Community Wellness Fair. The event, hosted by UT Health San Antonio, aims to raise awareness about resources available to the community. It focused on those living with substance use disorders. Organizers say 1 in 10 Texans suffer from substance use disorders, and only 10% get the help that they need.
The big issue is the barrier of access and affordability. We don't take insurance. We don't need insurance. You can come to us, no questions asked, and we're able to help and provide you with the support that you or I would want for our family members.
A great resource. There were health screenings and treatments available, along with educational booths. UT Health San Antonio hopes to host more events just like this one.
Other headlines we're following. Investors sent the Dow plummeting more than 1,000 points on Friday following remarks from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Gas prices have dropped more than $1 since mid-June, but the latest data on consumer prices showed an increase of 6.3%. That's less than June's biggest increase since 1982. However, the cost of groceries and housing continues to climb. It's expected the Federal Reserve will raise rates at least 3 more times this year, including at least a ½ a point increase at its September meeting.
While the lower inflation readings for July are certainly welcome, a single month's improvement falls far short of what the committee will need to see before we are confident that inflation is moving down.
Credit card payments and car payments, loans will be more expensive, and the cost of buying a home rising as well. The average 30-year fixed rate for a mortgage has gone from around 3% at the start of the year to now more than 5% today. That means the payment on a $240,000 mortgage has gone up from $1,025 to more than $1,300.
Well, as we know very well, very few things bring people together like sports.
Yeah, just take a look at this here, this kickball tournament that brought together local NFL fans today as they celebrate the beginning of a new season that's about to get underway. 10 fan clubs from the San Antonio NFL Clubs group participated for the grand prize of bragging rights. It was also a chance for those fans to show off their NFL gear.
Yeah, from Cowboys fans, Packers fans to Eagles fans and many more, the group plans to put together charity events and fundraisers to give back to the San Antonio community.
Alrighty, it's midnight. It's still 81 degrees outside. It feels very humid outside, too. A beautiful shot there of downtown San Antonio. This evening, again, clear skies for us. If you looked to the north, though, earlier tonight, you would have seen some lightning. That lightning from storms all the way out in Austin. So we were able to see some 90 miles to the north of us. The aquifer is up about ½ a foot over the past 24 hours. And in the pollen count today, if you were wheezing and sneezing, mold was the reason. Molds are high, past 2,000. Fall elm and pigweed are low. All right, so what are we going to talk about in the forecast? First of all, very humid. The humidity is going to stay high for your Sunday. Heat index value tomorrow from 100 to 103. And we do have some rain opportunities next week to talk about. I'll have that forecast for you coming up.
All right, you've seen it all day here on KSAT. In fact, it's why we're on now Sunday morning. We're talking about the KSAT Pigskin Classic. While our sports department is handling the highlights, we want to show you some of the fun that the fans had at the Alamodome. We'll do that right after this.
KSAT's 9 at Night. We're delivering the latest on the day's big stories and more in just 9 minutes. Catch our streaming newscast weeknights on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, and YouTube. Expect more in just 9 minutes on KSAT's new 9 at Night.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road. Well-qualified buyers get 2.89% financing on all Silverado pickups. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
It doesn't matter how big the company is. It doesn't matter what excuses they're making. We'll get you justice. Always remember, Gamez law fights.
My dad died when I was in high school. I had to wait tables at a place just like this to be able to pay for school. It took hard work, but Texas gave me the opportunity to succeed. That's why as governor, I focused on creating jobs for all Texans by investing in education, expanding our energy industry, and by keeping taxes low for our families. We are securing the future of Texas so that everyone has the same opportunities that Texas gave me.
The furniture you really want is at Star. During our Labor Day sale, take up to 40% off special buys in every department. Plus, take an extra 20% off store-wide with 2 years interest-free, only at Star.
Heavy-duty pulling power to conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty, premium and capable. Sierra Heavy Duty models are arriving weekly at your local GMC dealers. Available for immediate delivery with 0% financing.
In Texas, there's only one way to say.
Say it with Shiner. From humble beginnings to esteemed personal injury attorney, through it all, Joe A. Gamez remembers his origins. Nothing has changed. Just remember, Gamez Law fights.
Man, what an exciting day it has been. The first ever KSAT Pigskin Classic is in the books, and it was a full day of football action over at the Alamodome.
You can say that. It went so, we were partying so late over there that now we're on. It's been packed with fans, friends, and parents enjoying the moment and cheering on their teams in the triple header event. The night teams, or should I say GMSA's, John Paul Barajas brings us some of the day's excitement from those who were there.
SK all day. Go Jags.
The KSAT Pigskin Classic kicked off early and didn't disappoint. 6 schools in a triple header event. Smithson Valley taking on Reagan, Judson versus Johnson, and to cap it all off, it was the Brennan and Steele showdown. From game 1 to game 3, the dome was packed and full of energy.
It's just fun. It's like special because it's our senior year, so we really want to be able to do this. It's our last first game of the year. It's really exciting. First game at the Alamodome, like it's different.
I was sitting in the mid-level and I could hear fans above me cheering, so it's just so loud in there. It's a good experience.
From the bands having the dome rocking to all the hard-hitting high school football action on the field, those in attendance got the whole 9 yards.
It's awesome. It's giving that college atmosphere right now. It's crowded in here. It's crowded outside. We're actually tailgating outside. I mean, it's giving the college atmosphere.
But although the football fun is what drew in the crowds, the KSAT Pigskin Classic was about so much more than just the players. It extends to the band, the cheerleaders, dancers, so much more, and all their proud parents.
As a parent, I think it's just wonderful for us to be able to share in the joy that comes with this event.
and younger siblings.
What do you think about the KSAT Pigskin Classic?
Good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Would you come back?
Yeah.
Your big brother scored a touchdown today?
Uh-huh.
When we asked fans their thoughts on the inaugural event,
I think it really just brings the energy for this season, really sets the tone and gets the kids excited and gets the city excited as well.
An event to remember for all of us. I'm sure it will have memories last a lifetime for these kids.
it's been a heck of a day. Non-stop football action from the morning to the evening, and you gotta love the power of sports bringing all these communities together right here at the Alamodome. Now, if you couldn't make it today, no worries, but you do want to make sure you sign up to be a KSAT Insider. That way you get a heads up on all the cool things we have coming up, as well as VIP experiences. And all you have to do that is go to our website, KSAT.com. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
And there's even more. As part of the inaugural KSAT Pigskin Classic, 12 scholarships were given out to 12 local students throughout San Antonio. The recipients range from the football players themselves to the musicians and performers participating in the halftime shows. To learn more about them and the scholarships, look for this article on KSAT.com.